And Stolzer in the chat is already calling it out correctly here. Don't get too crazy. It's literally in the title. Unofficial PvE spoiler. This is a fan-made project, the Rathe Adventures specifically, which has been a pretty popular one bouncing around the community because it's free. You can just print and play some really well-made stuff. And Stolzer, the person you're talking about, that's this exact person, actually. Those pre-constructed decks that were sold at the Metal Fab Tokens booth, that was the Rathe Adventures. So if you have any experience with that, that's what we are getting a little extra juicy with today. There is another chapter of the Rathe Adventures, which is a fan-made PvE print and play kit that is coming out tomorrow, of all things. So just to get everyone, just make sure it's top of mind, right? That this chapter is dropping since Techlo Crow, the person behind it, there is no like central website or anything to help promote. He went out and reached out to I believe it's myself, Red Zone Rogue, and Flake to do some spoilers for the huge amount of work that he put into this print and play set that comes out tomorrow. So if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, because personally I've never actually played the Rathe Adventures. I saw it at Pro Tour and was really interested, but I was playing in the Pro Tour, you know, so I couldn't actually devote my time to jamming games with it. But it's really well made, and people were loving it at the Pro Tour, which is when I first got exposure to it, and I tweeted out something like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And so that's how Techlo Crow, the person behind this, reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to, you know, help build hype for the new chapter that's coming tomorrow?" Because to reiterate, he does this for free. He does this free, and I'll show you some of the work that goes into this because it's actually pretty crazy. But yes, it's not the official PvE stuff. Like it literally in the title, unofficial. The real PvE stuff, I imagine we might get a bit more info about when the Professor set drops pretty soon. But for the meantime, there's been a couple attempts at like fan-made, like unofficial PvE modules, and this is the only one that I've really seen that's like stuck with me. I think I've come across a couple others. I don't quite remember, but this one visually and the just like with the little print decks that you're gonna see is really, really cool. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, wait, unofficial spoiler as in leaks? Oh, Shane, how would I frame that better? What should it be, like fan made? Fan made unofficial? I mean, I feel like if it was a leak, you would say leak. Leak is a lot more exciting. That gets the clicks more than unofficial. Ethan Redeemed, how you feeling today? I feel pretty good. I thought I was getting sick this week. I was terrified because after stream on Tuesday, I mean, it's been a bit of a busy week regardless, but man, that stream, I was just like not feeling it at all. And then I think it was because I was having some major allergic reaction or something. I was having a hard time just like stemming this major flow of fluids out of my face. Took a bunch of allergy pills and just like was knocked out. Like Tuesday was a wash for me. That was bad. So yesterday I really had to buckle down and get the min-max stuff going, because you can see down here as well. We've got oh my god, I just blanked again. We've got Battle Hardened Atlanta coming up this weekend. So soon. I mean, I'm flying out tomorrow. A bunch of people probably doing the same. And once again, I don't think the official spoiler video's still gone out yet, or the hype video rather. But I am in charge of production for Min-Max's Battle Hardened Atlanta, which is going to be such an amazing collab. Been working with them behind the scenes to make sure this project is the best you've ever seen. I mean, that's the entire premise of everything I'm trying to do with Savage Feats, is just make sure that, you know, if you were amazed once, well, let's make sure you're amazed again, because we're trying to get better with every event. And oh my god, this one's going to be incredible. And with Flake DM, with like Peter at Min-Max behind it all as well, it's going to be quite the mash of talent. And of course, the player base is going to show up in force. I know so many big names are coming out to Atlanta because it's a part of the US that you don't really get too many events in. You know, the South in general is normally pretty light. So whenever you do have an event, even though it's just a Battle Hardened, I know a lot of EU players meme on, oh, it's just a Battle Hardened, blah, blah, blah. Still, the US player base really likes to show up for these things because it's not... the US can be so regional, right? Like a Battle Hardened in Europe is a lot easier access for the players who want to play than, you know, if there was a Battle Hardened in the East Coast. Well, West Coasters aren't going to make it. South isn't going to make it. But you put one in the South, that's a whole new player base that gets to enjoy and experience the game. So these things are like, they're still pretty exciting. They're not just a Battle Hardened. So I'm really stoked for it. I love Atlanta as well. Getting close to home there. Georgia, it's closer to Louisiana than where I am right now, right? So it'll be cool to go back a bit. Coverage was great for your first official event. I think you're thinking of the second official event. Everyone forgets about Baltimore. Savage Feats has now, I personally before this tackled like 8 events, but under Savage Feats there was Baltimore, and then there was, what was it, Cincinnati, whatever the other one was, the one that really popped off. That one was sick. How do I not remember where it was? These things bounce all over the place. Let me look up Savage Feats. Wasn't it Cincinnati? Yeah, it was Cincinnati. Yeah. So we've done 2. The Baltimore and Cincinnati officially branded as Savage Feats. And then there's a whole bunch more in the pipeline already, obviously this weekend as well. So with that, you didn't see Baltimore because you were there. That was a good one. That was actually really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Limited coverage is really fun to tackle because you gotta make it entertaining at a different angle. It's not just play by play, but we follow the deck building and all that. Okay. Anyway, Rathe Adventures. Let me show you a little bit about what this is. Vegas. I won't be streaming Vegas. Vegas is handled by SEGCon officially. And they do their own production. I'm not involved with it. Even though I stream SCG it's not as SCG or anything. They're still their own entity. Okay, anyway. All right, so the Rathe Adventures today, if you haven't seen any of this before, you can access all the links in the description. There is the link tree that takes you to where all the chapters so far are housed and the rulebook itself. The idea being these are print and play materials, right? So if you have a group of friends who wants to try a PvE adventure, it's recommended for a group of 3 to 4 people with one like dungeon master and then 2 to 3 players. And you'll be playing with blitz decks that you will want to build specifically around this concept of PvE, right? So with that, you can dive into the rulebook specifically, where Techlo Crow makes it very apparent that these are more so suggestions. It's what's worked with him and his locals, but it goes over like where you can find more information with the Discord. There's a little description as to like why it existed, why he made this, and then the how to play. And the how to play is really interesting because this one is it uses the Flesh and Blood like game mechanics, right, as obviously the baseline for how dungeon encounters work mechanically, like how you're actually going to fight with the boss, how you're going to interact with your fellow party members and that kind of thing. But to actually explore the dungeon and add like the environmental element is really cool. And I mean, this is a mechanic that's definitely been seen before in like some other board games, but just the idea that you have a deck of these exploration tiles, these like hidden pathways that you're going to be choosing from, and you'll need to decide as a group which way to go, and then with a new tile flipping over and challenging you with a new encounter. Not always some kind of battle. Could be, I think they explain here, it could be, and something could be revealed like an attack, action, non-attack, intelligence check. But anyway, it's really cool visually. I think this looks super, super unique. There are also tons of them you can see in the chapters themselves, like how the different paths might play out. But anyway, it all culminates into a boss battle at the very end. And what's unique about this is as you're playing through the adventure, right, you have opportunities to like heal yourself and take long rests because you don't actually heal back to full at the end of like these smaller encounters that you're going through when you're fighting your way to the final boss. So when you decide to take longer, take long rests to reach this boss battle, the boss actually gets stronger. And I really like how this mechanic works, where basically if you need to heal, you can opt with your party members to take a long rest, heal your life, reshuffle your board, because actually that's another part that doesn't change, is your board state stays static fight to fight, like what equipment is broken, what's in graveyard, whatever, that continues until you rest. So you can take a long rest, reset these things, heal your life, but then the villain, the boss at the final encounter, gets a card in arsenal, and he can have as many cards in arsenal as I guess are allowed in the deck, So in theory, if you take way too long to get to this boss, he is going to have that much intellect above you, right? And just all this extra power to throw at you with all these crazy cards that are in the deck. So I really like this mechanic. You're on a bit of a clock, not because there's an actual timer or anything, but you need to make sure that whenever you're healing, you're not doing it just because, well, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on the power level of the boss, like if you can handle it, whatever. But you just can't take forever, because then in theory, you're scaling the power of the boss incredibly high. So it adds like a bit of urgency to kind of reaching the boss and not taking too much damage, which I think is really cool. It's really well done. Really well done. Screams D&D? Yeah, definitely. That's the whole PvE, we're fantasy world vibe, like definitely very D&D, right? So yeah, a couple of cool things, special rules that come up with it as well. When you get to 0 life, like you're not dead, you're just out. You can't play or activate cards and abilities, but this is why the special rules, or the special deck building of like a PvE type scenario, specifically like maybe some extra healing kits, like a healing potion or something, you can use those things as your action if you're not dead to revive someone who is at 0. So you can add a bit of healing in your group, not necessarily as like a cleric hero, because that doesn't exist, but with a splash of some of the potions or sigils or something to like bring the a fallen hero back up. But the game will end if you all get to 0. You do just lose, and you'll have to restart, or it's a collaborative thing. So maybe you just say, okay, well, you know what, save point. We did have a checkpoint at the last room. We can just go back and just see what happens. But yeah, he reiterates here that this is all just a suggestion. This is a passion project, right? As so many of us have in the world of Flesh and Blood, this is just a passion project. So Teclocro, who made this, does reiterate here that, look, just do what you want with this. He put a lot of effort into making the set. Love it or hate it. There's no hard rule saying you have to do anything the way he did. So do what you want with it. Have fun. As long as you have a group that's really interested in taking this on, I would heavily recommend it. I've got a group locally, a bit more casual. They've been wanting to try Ultimate Pit Fight for a while, but I actually think I would play this with them over Ultimate Pit Fight, because at the end of the day, like, we beat each other up a lot at every armory, and even playing UPF, like, in theory, it's more casual, it's more fun, but at the end of the day, the objective is still to beat each other up. To spin on that, because we all obviously do love Flesh and Blood and mechanics, I think this sounds really cool. And now with the new chapter that's coming out tomorrow, that would be a pretty cool weekend, back-to-back jam sessions of chapters 1 through 3. So I'm going to try to set that up with my locals, maybe even stream it, which would be pretty cool, because they're a good group of guys. I like them a lot. And they've been featured on stream like one other time on the game night that I did. But anyway, let the boss get 10 cards, CNC pummel him turn 1. Oh, that'd be freaking hilarious. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, who cares at that point? Oh, that's kind of broken. That's kind of broken. CNC does say all cards in Arsenal. It's not, like, I think the other ones that hate Arsenal, like Breaking Point or something, like, they're more specific. They say a card in Arsenal. Isn't that right? CNC, I think, is the only one that says all. No. Breaking Point also says all cards in Arsenal. Which one? There's another one that says only one. I mean, this is kind of weird because it's very specific. Destroy a defense reaction. Okay, anyway. So there's 2 that would actually wipe like that. CNC and Breaking Point. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Well worth the $80 for this format. Oh, was that the cost of the printed set? Leave no witnesses is 1. There you go, Gus. Thank you. Was it $80 at Pro Tour? Because I know he was selling the assembled decks, like printed out, really high quality, with a little like learn to play print as well. I really wanted to pick one up, but God, they sold so quick. I mean, the line for Metal Flap tokens was incredible anyway, and this is where they were getting resold at the Metal Flap tokens booth. And I think people they saw PvE and they just said, why not? Gotta try it. They really flew. So I don't have the official one in hand, but you can print and play, right? That's the entire idea. You can print and play. And on that same link tree, you can look up the chapters 1 and 2, and the print and play guide will look like this. So as long as you have a color printer or go to a print shop or something, you should be able to get this on probably like a decent, some sort of card stock, right? And then trim it out, and then there you go. So when you print and play, this is what I'm talking about with just the amount of work that Techlocro has put into this. It's pretty incredible. There's all these different formats of cards, like new cards that he's theory crafted with new effects for the special dungeon that you're going through. And all of this, he says, gets tested with his locals and gets reiterated on for a long while before he'll put out a new chapter, just to make sure. It's not, he doesn't just like make it in a vacuum and then put it on the print and play. So it's all been tested, supposedly, and from what I've heard, people really enjoy it. So you get to print and play a chapter like this, and you'll have like different encounters. There's the prologue with all the different dungeon tiles that could come out of it, with like special rooms or special text on the rooms, for example, that guides you a little bit with a narrative. These stairs lead you down into the earth, every step covered with bone dust, and the smell of rotten flesh intensifies the deeper you travel. Challenge 8, intellect plus 1d6. A morbid cage falls from the ceiling, causing 1d6 damage to the hero and cursing them to have -2 in every encounter unless they pay the resources at their first turn. So there's different things that can come up like that, right, on every flip of the deck, which is really interesting. That's what I mean. It's just so much work. Every single one has something different like that. And then special cards for like the boss deck and how the boss functions. And this is where actually my spoiler for today comes in. So the first one, by the way, just to plug this, the first one is about a necromancer, which is really interesting. It's not specifically a necromancer. I think it is still called a wizard here. But the entire idea is he can summon Raise the Dead, right? Play Raise the Dead only if you have knowledge of necromancy. Create 2 skeletal warrior tokens. So if you want some inspiration, and even if you're not interested in playing, some inspiration on like what a necromancer might look like, this was really well done, I thought. So you could raise these skeletal warriors. And obviously a bit overpowered because he is the boss that you have to kill. But really cool. Really cool to see all these different levels of skeletal warriors. Anyway, that was chapter 1. There was chapter 2, which once again, like, it's just so much work. It's all different stuff here, different cards, different final boss with Winter. Love it. Very in line with how LSS would name one of these. With, yeah, like this ice rune blade, which is really cool. But we've got the spoiler for today. Because, like I said, Techlocrow reached out specifically to me, Flake, Red Zone Rogue, to try to spread some hype for the Rathe Adventures, which is dropping tomorrow. And we got a pretty juicy one. Because, there's core components of these chapters, right? There's the dungeon tiles themselves. There's the special encounter non-attack attack tokens that will get played out when you enter some of these rooms that are custom. And then there's the boss itself, right? The boss itself and all the cards in the boss deck. So the boss tends to be pretty hype. That's what builds the entire narrative of the adventure, right? And there's a cool rule with how the bosses function where you are actually allowed, much like a looting system, you are allowed to use the cards, the equipment. I believe it's, oh man, don't quote me on this. I believe it's just the equipment and weapon cards of bosses you kill in the next adventure. So there is a scaling power of these adventures where each one is supposed to be harder than the last. And this one, Techlocrow told me, is the Dark Souls level final boss. Maybe not final, there might be a chapter 4. I can't confirm. But we were given the final boss of chapter 3 to debut today, and he's pretty cool. All right, the reveal itself. I've actually never clicked through the slideshow. This is well done, Techlocrow. All I did was look at it. I've not clicked through it. But here you go. As you approach the final chamber, a menacing brute wearing a black robe and a hood awaits. He is holding a large black staff with a giant tusk on its top. He is surrounded by a group of the scarlet creatures, and behind the brute, a decaying mass of flesh and tentacles is chained, tortured, trapped. I see you carry pieces from my pet, he disdains. Let me show you what power can do when yielded by those who conquered strength. Encounter the Warlock. I should have gave him a cooler voice. Whatever. This sounds pretty cool. That's well done. I gotta feel like that's Levia or something being chained up back there. Massive tentacles. Come on. Who else is that? Encounter. Oh, is it coming? Terrhar. Or Terror. Or Terrhar. Terror? I'm sure you probably pronounce it like Terror. Terror, dread incarnated. When a shadow attack you control deals damage, you gain life equal to half of that damage, rounded up. Shadow, brute, villain, 80 HP, 4 intellect. This is the final boss of Chapter 3, the Warlock. So we're going to get into, I believe, some of the equipment he can use as well. That's what's coming next. Yes. So his equipment, sweet. Saber-tooth scythe. Action, discard a random card. Attack. So no resource cost. You need a card in hand at least. Deal 6. 1 card 6, baseline. Pretty darn good. Now, to note, this is not a shadow attack, so that doesn't count for his healing ability. Just a note. That'd be busted. But it is just a brute weapon. Okay? Gauntlet of Embra Scales. Once per turn instant, banish 2 random cards from your graveyard. Target attack gains attack value equal to the number of cards with blood debt in your banish zone and is considered a shadow attack. Banish 2 random cards from your graveyard. Target attack gains equal to the number of cards with blood debt. Okay, so basically, as an instant, there's a chance that it could pump to quite high numbers. Holy crap. The more blood debt in the banish, the more damage Terror is going to be taking, you consider. But that's also a lot of pumping that he can do with these Embra Scales. And, oh my god, wait, and check this out. And is considered a shadow attack. Oh, target attack. Well, that could hit the Saber-tooth Scythe in that case. That does hit the Saber-tooth Scythe. Well, that's pretty busted as just a weapon combo right there on the board. Because then that's now triggering the heal. My god, this is Dark Souls level. Old Blood Pact. You have a pact. Once each turn, the first time you discard a card or lose life, create a living Old Blood. Blade Break. Living Old Blood, I know, is coming next. Oh wait, no, this is not what's coming next. We've got a shadow resource instead, which is part of Terrar's deck. When you pitch Droplet of Blood, gain resources equal to the number of cards with blood debt in your banish zone. If Droplet of Old Blood is in your graveyard, whenever you would deal damage, you deal that much damage plus the number of blood debt cards in your banish zone, and you lose that much life during your end phase. Wow. Well, these are quite juiced up, aren't they? You pitch this, depending on your blood debt, right? And this is in terms of cards this guy can use, he's a Shadow Brute. So he can use all the Levia suite of cards, which there was just a huge dump of them in Dusk Till Dawn. So racking up your blood debt, right? He can't, it seems, heal, or rather negate the blood debt itself, but he can heal, is kind of the mechanic here. So looks like he'll be building up a lot of blood debt, taking that damage, but then also healing quite a significant amount as well. Really interesting. Really interesting. So then when you get to this card in your deck, well, when he gets to it, rather, you figure this gains quite a bit of resources. Pretty strong, pretty strong. And then once it's in your graveyard, which could happen from any discard effect, even the weapon itself, right? It just says discard. Doesn't have to be a 6. Whenever you deal damage, you deal that much plus the number of blood debt cards in your banish zone, and you lose that much. So it's like an extra trigger of taking blood debt, basically, at the cost of a massive hit. Interesting. Damn, that scales as no temper or battle worn. Oh, that's a good point. All right, you know, I'll have to double check with Teclocro. That may be, he sent these out a while back. He warned that the final print and play wasn't like 100% confirmed. So that may have gotten fixed in the final, because he did send this to me a while ago. I'll let him know though. Thank you. That could give him infinite 2-block. Maybe that's intentional. I doubt that's intentional. It should probably say temper or something on here. But anyway, that is Terrhar, Dread Incarnated, the final boss of what is soon to be Chapter 3 of the Rathe Adventures, which in the link tree that you can see in the description, you'll be able to click on it and then print and play Chapter 3 for yourselves literally tomorrow. I believe. I guess I'll have to double check that as well. But the release is supposedly the 18th, which I think he's on some European time zone, but that's still generally tomorrow. Was any of that actually cards? No, this is an unofficial PvE. Where were you, Garter? We explained the whole thing. This was an unofficial PvE kit that popped off at Pro Tour that was being sold at the Metal Fab Tokens booth. Fan-made by Teclocro. Teclocro put together all these print and play kits. He put together all these print and play kits that play similar to like a dungeon encounter, where you party up. You'll just have to go back and watch it. We explained it all. But legitimately, I do want to play this with my locals because, like I said, we've been looking for a way to collaboratively play. And obviously, you know, PvE, it's coming at some point anyway. But in the meantime, we can get some experience going with potentially like trying to deck build for a party rather than just like for yourself, which is different than even... Well, I guess that's kind of like what you can do in UPF as well. But to legitimately want to like heal and need to revive your teammates or, you know, be the tank, situations like that are genuinely different than UPF. But there you go. This is just another option in the toolkit that is the fan-made passion projects in the world of Flesh and Blood. If this interests you at all, then like I said, Chapter 3 is coming out tomorrow. You can find all the info on Rathe Adventures in the links below. And huge thank you as well to Teclocro for reaching out and wanting me to do this spoiler, because truly, like, I'm very eager to play, and honestly, this has piqued my interest. I would like to, you know, figure this one out for one, but then to play against a boss of this power level looks really challenging, and that could be for a fun experience with some friends, right? Very cool. And then, like I said, when you defeat a boss, you actually get to add the boss's weapon and equipment into your deck. So, pretty busted. I'd love to play a Levia deck that's got this for one. Oh my god. That's pretty good. But anyway, that's it for the spoiler part of the video. If you have questions, obviously throughout the stream I can try to answer, but I'm not the expert on this. Techlo Crow is on Twitter. You can find his handle in the description as well. So shoot him any messages you truly have about it. And yeah, Twitter link is also in the link tree. So he's the pro. I am only, you know, I'm only the I guess the content creator here, trying to help show it off. I can't comment on the design or like the mechanics really, because like I said, I still haven't played it, which is unfortunate. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Anyway, I hope that was cool. As for other plans for today, I don't really have anything else I was really planning on doing, because I do have the min-max stuff to get to. I leave really early tomorrow morning, so I need to finish packing. The packing situation is also a bit different this time, because did you know that when you fly, the third checked bag is like 4 times more expensive than the first two? You know, the first one's like $30, whatever. The second one's like 50, sure. And then the third one's like $300. And that's, but why? Well, what is going on there? Anyway, it's posing a bit of a problem in packing for the Battle Hardened this weekend, because Atlanta's a flight. You know, that's not a drive. And so even though I've got it normally set to go, I've normally got everything set to go in those 3 boxes, or those 3 bags rather, easy peasy. It's all set, it's all packed. You know, I've got a bunch of things like bubble wrapped, so it's all good to go. I just can't check 3 bags. So I have to do a little bit of tighter packing, bring it down to 2, and then fit a bunch of it into just my personal carry-on. It will be fine. There's definitely enough room, because I pack with space to move around. So it's just gotta do some condensing. And especially now with the like computer being this laptop rather than me lugging my desktop around, I'm not too worried about anything in the cargo hold like getting broken, I guess. There's nothing too delicate. It's just like cables and, you know, poles and things, and all that will be packed well anyway. So it should be fine. But it is just a different packing challenge, and I haven't started on that yet. But I definitely need to make sure it's packed well. So that's going to be like my afternoon, basically. Since the rest of the min-max stuff is really coming together. All the overlays, the OBS build, segments and all that. Oh my god. It's going to be so fun. Is this legal for constructed? No, you missed it. Look at the title. This is unofficial. Unofficial. This is a fan-made project. Rathe Adventures. It's not LSS's PvE. Unofficial. I don't know how else to say it. So no, it's not anything to do with real constructed rules. Don't even theorycraft to that regard. It's not related. Don't cross the two. Wow, the hair. Thank you, Hamish. Yeah, look at this. Mailing something that size cost almost as much as the check-in. Oh, I mean, I don't think I'd ever mail it anyway. Because when I fly with this stuff, I do have like the little tile trackers in it, just so I can at least be on top of knowing, okay, they're on the plane with me. This is good. You know, okay, they made the connection. This is good. Because I don't want to repeat what happened coming back from Lille, where my luggage literally disappeared for 6 months. That was miserable. That was awful. So we're never doing that again. The international flights, I would do again, but 100% with the trackers now. I mean, that was probably a mistake last time to not do it that way. But then anything with flights, though, I would rather still take it with me over than ship it. Just for that same reason. The way the tile trackers work is a little odd. You need to be like within range, or someone else needs to be within range of a like piece of tile technology. I think it counts if you even have like the app on your phone, and that's how it pings. It doesn't just like have a signal that you can track around the world. I don't know if there is one that can do that, but the ones that I have at least only function that way. So I do need to be close to them. I couldn't ship them with like the tile trackers and just always know where they were. Unless I got probably a much fancier, expensive tracker. I mean, those exist. I mean, they're in spy movies all the time, you know? No, they're not air tags. They're these things. They're tile trackers. They're these ones. I don't have an iPhone or anything, so I didn't get the AirTags, but these are supposedly like the Android equivalent. Just tile trackers. It's its own brand. But I'm pretty sure AirTags work the same way. They're just a lot more reliable in that everyone has an iPhone. So, you know, you always get pings. You always get pings. Because how does no one have an iPhone? So yeah, probably a better buy. Probably a better buy. But I just don't have an iPhone. Yeah, same technology as the tile tracker that works off of anyone with an iPhone. Okay, yeah. There you go. All right, cool. So look, plan for the rest. You know, I want to hang out for at least like another hour and a half, 2 hours or so. So I'm ready. Hit me up with any deck, and I will play it right now. This is your chance. There's someone out there who loves Talishar Lexi, and he's linked it to me before, and I've played it before, but it's been a while. And we're still in the same boat of, unfortunately, I can't play my Nats deck because it's my Nats deck. But apparently, Yuanji is going to play my Nats deck at the Battle Harden this weekend, and he's probably going to top 8, and then there goes all the secret sauce. So all the delaying I've been doing on stream to try to keep something close to chest for the benefit of the team is about to just go out the window, because Yuanji is going to play it at the Battle Harden this weekend. So, oh my god, I guess power to him. I mean, he's probably going to make top 8. The guy just won the last Battle Harden. So, I mean, it would be nice to see the deck do well again. It would just hurt, personally, to, not for one, I guess, like, leak it. I don't think it's that secret, but I thought it was something that the team cared about. Maybe not. And then, obviously, see someone else on Runaways make top 8 with Levia again, and yet it's not me, because I'm streaming the event and can't play the event. It's good, but it's also, you know, I obviously wish it was me. I wish I could play and top with this Levia deck, because I think it's very good. Want to play your Nats deck? Yeah, hit me up, Carter. Let's do it. Let's do it. Full-blown aggro Levia, like full-blown? Well, that's what Yuanji would probably want to play, to be fair. Yuanji would love to play just full aggro, but it is not. It is not full aggro Levia. Hello from Greece. Hello again, Macvag. You're always hanging around. Can you drop links, or do I have to give you permission? I think I have to give you permission. Or are people sending me things on Discord? I guess I'll check. Okay, actually, hold up. I got a message on Discord. Easy. Easy. We'll just pull this up. It is a Hexagore Levia deck. Oh, this is fantastic. I'm down to play Hexagore Levia. Although, you know, Hexagore Levia is a Scabby's Levia, and we know how those decks treat me. Not gonna lie. No links show up in chat. Alright, just message me on Discord. Mansant. There's no numbers on Discord anymore, right? I don't think so. So let me just put it here. Yeah, it's just Mansant on Discord. Direct message in Discord or link in a specific subchannel. Yeah, just DM. DM works. Or on Twitter, whatever. I'll have it all pulled up. But here we go. There's a Hexagore Levia deck that is calling my name right now from Royalty Card Gaming. Friend of the show. He's donated before, which is super appreciated. Friend of the show. Well, I've never said that before. Hexagore Levia, best Levia. Whew. That's a claim. I think Hexagore Levia is like the worst way to play Levia right now, but that's alright. It's definitely fun. And look at how you've got this integrated. I've never done this before. How do you do this? You added a video to a Fabulary deck? Is that... What? Can you legitimately do that? I've never seen this before. Alright, so like if I open up Hellhammer, right? Where would I go? Settings? Oh my god, it's right here. Oh, that's so cool. I've never done that. Oh, I gotta start doing that. That's really well done. Well, you know what? That'll probably inspire me to start making YouTube videos again. I've had very little interest in making YouTube videos because it pulls so much time away from, well, I mean, right now is kind of a weird moment. I'm about to be on the road for 7 weeks, and 4 of those weeks I'm streaming events. So it is a lot of work right now to just like make sure I'm lifting the load when there is a lot of travel in between the weeks coming up. Obviously Nats as well. So it is a bit of a weird time to be making a lot of content. The streams obviously are like, that's pretty low effort, you know, I'm just turning on the camera. But the coverage is where I'm putting all my time. So the YouTube itself, like, I don't know. Obviously, I'll make some like deck tech video on the Nats Levia list. But anything else right now just feels a little too hard to execute on. I tried. I wrote out scripts for the commoner Levia video and also like a general tips post Dustledon like Levia video. And then I also wanted to make one about, you know, why you should play Levia versus like we make best, you know, why no one plays Levia. I do want to make all those videos at some point, but I don't know. I haven't been able to dedicate the time to it because for whatever reason, that kind of stuff takes me forever. Anyway, I did make a couple videos for Runaways though, so I'm still working on that in the background. Like Runaways' 2 most recent deck techs, I did produce and edit there. So anyway, Hexagore Levia, best Levia. So it looks like this is a Fabre deck tech, and then gameplay. Oh, that's sick. All right, you got to add chapters though. That's like #1 tip on YouTube. There's no reason not to use the chapters feature. It is one of the most beautiful things you can do to make your YouTube videos more watchable. Because like scrubbing through a video when there's added chapters is just, I mean, it draws the eye, you know, it shows a little extra effort. So production tip right there. All right, how's this game end up though? Hexagore Levia versus Arakni, you'd figure this is probably pretty good. Although we're looking at 3-8 right now. 3-7? Oh god. The scabs roll only hit a 3. Oh no, the ups and downs. Wait, where was this big swing? What happened here? Is it just Blasmafet doing work? Oh yeah, look, it's just Blasmo. It's just Blasmo. Oh, it's probably pretty hard for Arakni to kill, to be fair. Arakni's got like CNCs, and that might be it. And then dominate for game? And then dominate for game? Could be. Depends on equipment up. I can't quite see the equipment. Alright, looks like they're not dead. Okay, defensive Art of War, I believe. Oh, this is a nail biter. What's going on? Oh, wait, no. Wait, hold up. The YouTube video within the YouTube video has paused. There's probably a voiceover right now. Let me see.
Subscribe, dislike it if you don't like. Tell me what I can do.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there is a voiceover going on right now. Oh, that's interesting. It's a YouTube video within a YouTube video. Hold up. So then where's the end of the game? Oh, the Reckless Swing got it. Oh, nice. There we go. All right. So it won. So the Hexagore Levia deck did win. Now it's going to win on stream, like 10-0. You'll see. Levia, we've got obviously Scab's Core with Scowling Flesh Bag, just all the tank. The deck itself is all the dreads, beautiful. Pulping, all right, early graveyard fill, but also huge liability with a Hexagore deck late in the game. That's all right. Adding the Shadens, juicy. Blood Dripping, makes sense. You just turbo the Blood Debt. The one thing that really makes Hexagore decks work right now that is actually quite new to how you can build them is the blue base now got new Blood Debt non-attack actions that block 3. You can run Chains of Mephetis and Vile Inquisition, and those cards are fantastic for ramping up to 6 Blood Debt. Because previously, one of the things, like, the way you get cards in your Banish Zone is generally block and then banish them, right? But a lot of your blues before didn't have Blood Debt attached to them. So you'd have these hands where, you know, generally you're drawing like 2 blues, you're blocking with one of the blues, but that blue just doesn't have Blood Debt. So it's not helping you get to Hexagore. So I was trying some Hexagore list with like triple Chains of Mephetis, triple Vile Inquisition. I mean, you're a Scabs deck anyway at the end of the day with Hexagore, so hell, if you roll a 6, then like they're playable, right? Otherwise you're just playing like your main action and a Hexagore, but it's a ceiling, it's there. And my god, you can get to Hexagore like within turn 3 almost all the time, turn 2 if you're lucky, which is crazy. So I recommend that, actually. Recommend it pretty highly. Because these kind of like non-block cards are really risky into Hexagore, because you need your early game to be pretty reliably defensive. If you get stuck just like eating tons of damage early because your hands don't block, then you can't really ramp up into a longer game with Hexagore because you just took all this free damage, right? So your window becomes a lot smaller to actually get Hexagore value if you just eat a ton of damage early game. But here we go. Numbskull. Oh, the Iyslander tech. The Iyslander tech. I like it. Let's see it in action. Oh, that's not it. Public, baby. Oh, update on Levia generally, though. So, the second Runaways tournament... Oh, Jesus Christ. This is wildly unplayable. But here we go. We're going to do it. Well, considering Graveyard Fill is, like, pretty impossible, I'm pretty sure you just have to choose Club against Kano. By the time you get to Hexagore, you're just dead anyway, because it takes you, like, twice as long against Kano, if not longer. So this will be fantastic. Normally the extra banishers, the non-attack banishers, are really slow into Kano. So we want extra early game playables. Extra early game playables. Shaden won't ever do anything in this matchup. Still want to trim another 2. We'll say good luck, have fun real quick. Those are pretty good with the Art of War, which can be another spiky play. The Dreads won't always have a ton of payoff, so it can probably be this, and that's fine. Sure, let's run it. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Speaking of, if you want these alt arts, look at these babies. If you want these alt arts enabled in your client, you can just become a patron, and they get unlocked on your Talishar. So cool, so cool. The sleeves as well. Sleeves as well. Having to scroll down to type made me slow on the draw. I mean, you're right though. Yes. What, did I miss something? Hyderabad and Kano. Yeah, absolutely. All right, they dropped an E-Pot. Game's halfway over already. All right, if we're gonna win, we need to be a Scabs deck. All right, we're not a Scabs deck today. Just throwing a 2-card 8. Could have been a 3-card 12. Rip. Oh, and I need to change the thing. We're on small mode now. Always throw in the shadow puppetry from the sideboard. It really should just be main board. Well, that's conflicting signals there. If you're a Scabs deck, why do you need shadow puppetry? Shadow puppetry is just bad then. Shadow puppetry is better if you're not a Scabs deck. Alright, so we've got an unplayable hand here. It's going to be Romping Club. Here we go. Oh, actually, you know what? Should have pitched the yellow there. That's wrong. Should just pitch the yellow. Hold the blues. Alright, we've dealt 3. We're on the path to victory here. Yeah, this is why it should have been the blue here. Pitch 1 into AB3. Since we do have the AB3, we're not an AB2 list. I'm losing a life for no reason. Losing a life for no reason. Starvo, you'd love to see... Oh my god, I can't see because of this emote. Starvo, I'd love to see how to use him. Whoa, really? You think that'd be interesting? I wonder if anyone wants to play Living Legend format. Starvo... I did win a Pro Quest on Starvo. He did me good. He did me good. This is true. In terms of how to play him, though, well, you kind of just had to draw 3 elements back to back. That was pretty important. You did that and you win. It was just playing... it was like rolling dice at the casino. It was more of a Scabs deck than any Brute. Because you could just draw up your hand and say Yahtzee, and then just smack your opponent. I think the most interesting part of Starvo was how he played into the other best decks at the time. Like, Starvo playing into Chain, Starvo playing into Prism. Those were actually pretty interesting games, because the power level back then was so obscene. Like, the power level of the game was just freaking dumb. Absolutely stupid. And when you played these high-power decks into each other, it actually was a pretty good time. I did enjoy that. But if you played Starvo into any tier 1.5 or lower, it was such a stop, like, you know, why did they even show up type of deal. It was that bad. It was that bad. But like Starvo into Prism, actually, it was such a fascinating match. Because the Starvo inherently was supposed to be unfavored into Prism. Like the Prism's always thought that it should be like pretty free. You know, it's a Guardian. It is a Guardian with more Go again. But man, this is going well. They didn't block that. That was a pretty clean 3-card block, I would think. But they're letting this happen. Generally, the Prism would think they were favored because they can drop a bunch of auras, and then Starvo, especially if they missed a Go Again hand, could really fall behind on clearing them. And obviously Prism had Luminaris, so if she built up any kind of board, then keeping one card to make a Spectral Shield and just go was such a strong line, right? So that was normally a matchup the Prisms felt pretty comfortable into, but then the Starvos could tech around it with like blinks. There were Starvos running like Entwine Lightning, just like extra Go-Agains, Lightning Surge as well. Just other ways to try to fit more Go-Again into the deck that wasn't just the Yahtzee plays. And so there was this whole like pinwheel of like Starvo beats Prism, Prism beats Starvo, Starvo beats Prism, Prism beats Starvo. That was different like event to event because people were changing their build so much. That was pretty interesting. I personally could not beat Prism with Starvo. I'll just say that right now. I was not an experienced enough Starvo player to beat the Prism matchup. So I just didn't worry about it, you know? Didn't worry about it. The Prisms were going to lose to, I don't know, the Chains, right? Just let the Chains eat them alive. Which is another reason the meta was so odd. It was like Chain beats Prism, Prism beats Starvo, Starvo beats Chain. And then Viserai was like this kind of other gatekeepy deck in the wind somewhere. My least favorite deck in that meta was Viserai because there were, well, for Levia for one, you actually just had no play into Viserai. Like it just wasn't possible. They didn't attack. So you couldn't actually fill graveyard ever. My opponent is killing me this turn, which is cool. So we'll just continue with story time. You couldn't actually fill graveyard ever against Viserai because they just didn't attack you. And that made it an absolutely miserable matchup to play. Absolutely miserable. So for me, that was what held me up in that format, was Levia could actually get games into Chain. It wasn't great, but you could actually race and beat Chain. Possible. You could also beat Prism. You just rolled Scabs a bunch, and if it hit, cool, you won. And then Starvo was a bit harder, but you could play this Fatigue deck, this like Club Levia deck back then, that was pretty interesting in how it attacked Starvo and Chain pretty well. Prism became a lot worse, but if you built your deck that way, then you at least took down 2 of the big 3. Viserai was still a problem for that deck either. So it was like both the Levia decks at the time couldn't beat Viserai, no matter how you built them. Alright, looks like my opponent didn't find what they were looking for, which is fantastic. You'd figure they're looking for a Lesson in Lava, or the Blazing Aether, obviously. But they're thinking about it, so perhaps they just missed. This is nice. This is nice. I mean, I'm loving it. We're kicking back, relaxing with our Boneyard Marauder that's finally live, because we have a graveyard. It only took 5 turns, but by then you're just dead anyway to Kano, right? So, who cares? You're hoping to see one Ram Raider in that list. Oh, in this Hexagore list. Good to see Kano still a loss on AB3. Doesn't make me feel bad about only bringing AB2. Yeah, Kano's just such a wash for Levia. There's no point. In Blitz, there's such lower life that like you find a Blood Rush and you can actually play the game. But even in CC, like you find a Blood Rush, and unless you find like another Blood Rush right behind it, you just don't have enough damage to beat the Kano. Because you can't do the standard play either that other decks can do, where they'll like attack into Kano and like hold a card to make it so that Kano doesn't know whether or not they can try to lethal you. You can't really do that with Levia because you're already forced to attack with your weapon. Or sorry, you're already forced to turn off Blood Debt rather than like attack with a weapon and play that way. Alright, we didn't die. Sick. Can we just live now? Just let me live. Actually, I shouldn't have pitched that. That might have been a better arsenal later. But we're rolling scabs, baby. We're hitting. We're going all the way. We're going to hit scabs and go boneyard into deadwood. Easy peasy. Actually, depending if they take this damage, I could try to Spoiled Skull for Writhing Beastalk, which would be kind of funny. Just end the game that way. Oh no, I guess this wasn't wrong, because I can't really arsenal the Convulsions if I'm playing out the Boneyard this turn, which is a maybe, because the Graveyard is going to be too light. It's okay, we're just going to hit scabs. Just going to hit scabs. Ever think we get a Shadow Wizard? Money Gang memes? I don't know what that means. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Alright, we're gonna hit scabs, right? We're just gonna hit scabs. We got this. Easy. No, we didn't get it. Alright, well, now there's the problem of launching the Boneyard means the Graveyard's super light for next turn. But throwing the Deadwood means that we have no resources, basically, to survive, so it does have to be the Boneyard, basically. If I want to eke out more damage but give up AB3, then it has to be Spoiled Skull. But Spoiled Skull could win on the spot, you know? Figure I pull these 3. If it hits the Writhing, I just win right now. I kind of like that. It's not terrible, but then I'm giving up AB3. Giving up AB3. Well, it's a win on the spot, 33%. I'm gonna do it. Screw it. I'm in. I want this Kano match just over already, not gonna lie. Oh, didn't get it. This is still decent protection, though. Holding a blue here. They might go greedy. I've got 4 AB now. Or rather, 4 resources. Still. What's good? Love the haircut. Thank you, Jason. You're going to see it in person this weekend, baby. What are you going to play this weekend, Jason? You still on Stony Wootenhog? Still on Stony Wootenhog? Impossible. Oh, no. Alright, so we were actually dead. Well, not dead anyway, though. So if I just went for the Boneyard play there, then Graveyard gets screwed. They just don't go for lethal, though. I'd be able to hold 6 resources, and that would have paid into the entire lesson. Okay, so playing Boneyard doesn't just straight lose the game there. Oh well. This is a cursed matchup anyway. They didn't need to go for lethal on the last turn, but they went for it and missed. Oops. Wonderful. Love Kano. It's the most interactive game possible in Flesh and Blood. It's really fun. It's really fun. I think the best part about Kano is how much James White defends it. Anytime anyone brings up, do you see problems with how, you know, Arcane Barrier taxes, like, not only your equipment suite, but also, like, you know, needing extra blues that are normally your cost score? Like, do you see problems with that? And he goes, no, man. Like, just bring AB. Like, you'll be fine. It's like, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Like, just bringing AB does not mean you beat wizards. Like, sometimes it means you still don't even have a better shot. Because they just have the nuts that you can't interact with. All right, we'll play one more here, because that's not really a game. Hexagore, Levia into Kano. Make Briar ready to get. Okay, we're hitting all the wizards. All the wizards. This is fine. This is fine. Alright, Numbskull tech in. Even though Numbskull is not good at all against Iyslander. The way Iyslander works is she does not pass into your turn with Frostbites. Right? She will respond to something on your turn with Frostbites. So Numbskull's better if they've, like, Weather Vaned you or something. And you're sitting on a stack of Frostbites and you're like, okay, I just shrug it off and slam Numbskull. It's not quite good beyond that, and that's really not how Iyslander plays, but we'll add it. We will add it for the memes. Should be okay with this, I think. Yes. Oops. I can say yes here. As much as it pains you to say Iyslander is a better designed wizard, I actually really enjoy Iyslander. I think she's really fun to play into. It can be tilting when they just like have every answer, right? Like if they literally just draw CLF, Blizzard, CLF, Blizzard, like, and you just don't get to play, that part can be frustrating. But beyond that, when it's a fair Iyslander game, it's a really, really interactive game, and it's quite fun. All right, they are not on Bulllander. Fantastic. We took Husk for no reason. But this list also isn't running hooves, which is odd. Into wizard, I mean, hooves anyway is quite good. All right, we got the pulping to start. It's fantastic. I'm taking Hexagore because this is probably the last game with the deck, and we have to show off Hexagore and hopefully swing with it at least once. But generally, Romping Club, same deal. Like against Kano, it would be better than the Hexagore in this matchup. But oh well. Oh well, gotta show off the Hexagore. Ooh, got the Dominate through, but then what do we do with the Go again? Nothing, baby. Pass. It's so good. I guess I tank AB. They're gonna attack me now. Gotta Hexa that Gore for sure. I think the best part about Hexagore is it inspired this fantastic Levia art. The Hexagore in that art piece looks so good. I'll pull it up. Assets, images, Levia art. Check this out. Look at that Hexagore. It's so beautiful. Look at this thing, dripping with blood. The way that it connects the skulls to like the fleshy bits of the flail. Oh, it's so good. And it's massive, at least in this the fan art. Do I sing? Should I swing it? I'm kind of in for a second, honestly. Picture card. Yep, there we go. All right, so now our graveyard has one blood debt. In approximately like 8 turns, we might swing Hexagore. I'm in. Just about 8 turns. Just about. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, well, honestly, I enjoy the preemptive CLF, so I know what I'm playing into next turn. Pretty much have to slam the Art of War. Pretty much have to slam it. Otherwise, there's no play to be made. And they're giving up their arsenal because they don't want to put a Brain Freeze there. Okay, I figured... Well, I guess they make this play because I just didn't attack with anything else. So if I had attacked with Romping Club, then they play this turn different. They block with these. Romping Club would be 5. They arsenal CLF. The turn looks fine. Now it looks awkward. We're going to smack them. I'm going to draw a Graveling Growl or a Swing Big. I believe. Oh, go again is so stupid to say. But then, you know, you figure I'm drawing 2 cards. What can I do with the second card? This blue is already paying for the Endless Maw. It's got to be another blue and then a playable card or a yellow and a 1 cost. Blue and a Swing Big, right? Blue and a Pulping. Yellow and a Graveling, yellow and a Skittering. I believe. The ceiling is there. The ceiling is there. Oh! My god. The numbskull value. Holy shit! Numbskull was another draw. I didn't even call that. Oh, that's disgusting. That's actually so cool. Numbskull, baby. Into CLF? No sweat? No sweat. I hope it's coded correctly. I bet probably no one plays Numbskull. But here he comes. He's bad, Tues. The deathmatch. He's coming for Iyslander. I think deathmatch must be some upcoming set. It must be. The deathmatch, this idea of like an arena of just a bunch of fighters, like that sounds like a perfect supplemental set. You know? A great way to just dump a lot of support. Or maybe it could be the Savage Land set, who knows? But that, even the way it's capitalized, you know, that's something. That's something. Oh, bro, no way. Oh, come on. No, no, no. Oop. That's wrong. It should be 2. I'm gonna add a damn resource. Freaking manual mode. Where's manual mode? I'm gonna fix real quick. Boom. There we go. Oh, poor Numbskull. Bam Bam isn't coded into Talishar because he's so unplayable. Except for this exact turn. Except for this exact turn. Well done. Well done, Bam Bam. You did good. You did good. Please bug report. Yeah. How do you... Can you... Is there a bug report button anymore? Report bug. Okay, got it. Alright, roll scabs. For what? Roll scabs for what? Roll scabs for slithering into Wrecker because they won't frostbite me? I believe. I believe. Nope. Just go for the graveyard fill. I'll take a ping of Blood Debt here. Probably take some Arcane, but this does get us at 4 graveyard. Building up the Hexy Flexy, baby. Savage Land / The Pits for deathmatch. Yeah, you think? I mean, we were just in the pits. We were just in the pits. And you figure, you know, we only have 2 regions left to explore. There's Mysteria and Savage Lands. But they don't just, like, call their sets Mysteria, Savage Lands. You know, they're themed around something in the region. So deathmatch could make sense there. Like, that's what's going on in the Savage Lands. Just people killing each other. All right, Blood Dripping Frenzy. Look at the value on this hand. Incredible. So they are running attacks and Ice Binds. Well, that is odd. There's no way they fit the other attacks with these reds. It might just be Scar for Scar. Screw it. I'll take the value. I'm in. 2 missed value if they actually do run the Findels or the Wounded Bull, but normally you do not have room. If you're running like the red Ice Binds and red Encases, that's a lot of reds to add into an Iyslander deck. Yeah, and red Aether Hails. Okay, so Husk was fine to use there. We have Transcendence for Mysteria. Yep. I forget which card said that, but that made a lot of sense when people were looking at it. Okay, well now I'm confused because I figured this was going to be like an Aether Ice Vein or something. Otherwise, why keep all those cards, right? So I might be able to get away with then Shadow Puppetry writhing into Graveling. That'd be kind of cool. Arsenal, well, you figure the Art of War probably gets paid into for the Frostbite tax. The other problem with going that line is Cold Snap is pretty annoying, but at least the yellow pays through it. Alright. They did just pitch a Cold Snap too. Doesn't pay through CLF, so CLF is still gonna hurt me, but they just played one, so I believe. Okay, card inefficient, so what would that be? Like a Blizzard? Something that they would have to hold? That still doesn't make sense, though. You figured they would just block last turn and use it for Crown. Or maybe they're trying to not crown specifically. All right. 1 Frostbite, we can play through this. We can absolutely play through this. And I can even pay 1 into AB. Easy peasy. Little protection against if a blizzard does shut down the turn. I did at least save the 1 life preemptively, which is nice. So we can go Writhing, Slam, Graveling. And those are pretty good banishes, so we're actually up to Hexagore potentially. I mean, you can definitely swing it and take a damage or 2 off of it. It's fine. It's fine. Which, if we knew we were going to banish this way and hit the 2 Blood Debts, then maybe not paying in and just swinging Hexagore was fine. It is 1 more damage to do it this way. It is better for the graveyard to fill it with the Graveling Growl. Okay, here comes the waning moon. Awkward timing windows on most of this. If I want to banish Beast Within with Shadow Puppetry, well, considering next hand I will have no arsenal and I need a way to turn off Blood Debt or have go again, then yes, I don't want to draw Beast Within. This 2-card hand, in theory, 1 blocks, 1 goes to arsenal, or they want to coronet me. If they coronet me, the Beast Within would have been nice, but they didn't play coronet turns previously, so I feel like for whatever reason they're not going to do that again. If they've got the block, they're probably going to do it here. Yep. Instead of coronet. And you couldn't have actually coroneted with that either, anyway. Red and a blue. Okay. Am I competing in Nats? Absolutely, yeah. I won a ProQuest with Rhinar. I was either the only person or one of like 2 people to win with Rhinar. He did not have a good showing, which I find incredible because he was actually pretty set last meta. I thought he was great. He was pretty good. All right, now we're running into the issue though of even though Hexagore looks juicy, I need the graveyard fill, so I can't really Hexagore. I need the graveyard fill, so it's just sitting pretty. It's right there on the board, looking like it's functional, but it is not. Another problem with Hexagore list, which is why Hellhammer is just so good. Hellhammer, so fantastic. Alright, now we got the Beast Within. They kept an Aether Ice Fan hand. Ha! And it's only a Polar Blast in Arsenal? Easy. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Took 3 damage. It's fine. It's fine. Well, leading with Dread into Hexagore means my entire hand gets taxed. Because even the 1 Frostbite there makes it so I'm going to have to pay in double red to swing the Hexagore. I got to do it, though, to turn off Blood Debt. I could also try to lead with... Well, no, I don't have another Dread Screamer. I don't have this one in Banish yet. But you figure there's a world where I could just say, like, Shadow Puppetry, Dread Screamer, Endless Maw or something off of Spoiled Skull, and make the turn function that way. Graveyard's gonna be pretty bad next turn. Oh well. Oh well. We did banish the Dread, which seems cool and all, but the reality is now the Blood Deck cards are not able to be played because of the graveyard. It's fantastic. So love our Levia problems here. And you can't choose Art of War with Spoiled Skull, which is too bad. That'd be so good if you could just like pull Shadow Puppetry, Art of War, Blood Rush. You know, like just make sure you got 3 kind of enablers that don't care about graveyard. But that is not the case. It is not how it works. Alright, so we just need to rip an Art of War off the top of the deck next hand, and we'll be okay. Rip an Art of War, baby. Do you have a link to this deck? This was someone in the chat who dropped this, and there is a YouTube video that you can watch to also play this deck. As good as yours truly. Okay, where did this go? There we go. What deck am I going to use? Oh, absolutely going to play Levia. Levia is so insanely good. She is so insanely good. The Nats build right now, you want to see something incredible? So the Runaways have a kind of vetting system for decks where if you can maintain a 70% win rate over 100 games, then they legitimately value the deck as a playable deck. Like, that's kind of the bar. If a deck can maintain 70% win rate over 100 games, that is good enough for tournament. Because you figure at a tournament run, like, perfect world is you have 100% win rate, but the realistic world of, still being possible to, oh, we actually drew the Art of War, nuts. But the more realistic world of being able to, like, make a top cut is, like, just above, like, a 70% win rate is good enough, right? 70% win rate. So that's their vetting system. If you can maintain 70% win rate with 100 games played, it's a real deck. Let me show you where we're at right now. Look at this. I have played 222 games with this deck. 222 games with a 70% win rate. This is my Nats deck, which we cannot see yet. It is obviously a Blood Rush deck. Big surprise. 70% win rate over 200 games played. A lot of those being internal games. I just got, I won the first internal Runaways event with it. What does this say? Freeze that here in all equipment. That's fine. I won the first Runaways internal tournament 4-0, and I went 3-1 at the one this week. And then there's going to be another one tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next week. There's going to be one more next week. So, yeah. Deck is pretty good. Deck is pretty good. It's good enough that Yuanji thinks he can win the Battle Harden with it this weekend, which is, all power to him. I'm a little terrified because I really wanted to... Well, did I really want to keep it quiet for Nats? I mean, kind of. What I cared more about was if anyone else on the team was going to play it. Then I didn't want to jeopardize them by making it too public. But I don't think anyone else on the team is going to play it. They're all too scared of Levia, which makes no sense because Levia's busted. They just don't know how to play her. All right, well, we got to hope that Pulping draws basically a resource card here. And we said go again anyway. So that's really our best bet. We said go again anyway. Just give me a resource card. At minimum, Pulping into Hydra would feel nice, but that does leave us open to potentially just dying. If I pitch both of these in, and he has red Aether Ice Vein, which we have not seen yet, into Waning Moon, I just lose. I just lose. So please don't have it. Please don't have it, opponent. But yeah, truly, red Aether Ice Vein, Waning Moon. I just die. I drew all reds. That's 8 damage. Could just die. I'm in. Oh. Ah. Never mind. We're getting there. Still might just die next turn, though. At least the graveyard is fine. Oh, Doomsday is fantastic. Doomsday is so fantastic. In terms of actually trying to end the game, though, the route to go above blocks is Dread into Swing Big. Is how I would realistically try to end the game here. So even though I want to cast the Doomsday, it doesn't win the game. It kind of stalls it. I don't think they're going to feasibly be able to clear it, but I also only have AB2. So I can't just like sit on a Doomsday forever and hope to win. So our next turn is Dread into Swing Big. It's the way we get over blocks. With still 2 AB padding. which should do it. Should do it. I mean, obviously, Card and Arsenal extends how much damage they could deal. Now, if it's Red Aether plus Waning, that's 8 plus Emeritus, it's 12. So, in theory... Okay, it's just a Polar Blast. This is good. This is quite good. Just a Polar Blast. Very low impact. Now, it still needs to be Red Aether, Ice Vein, and Waning Moon. And we are protected from that, so we should win. We should win. Because I'll be able to AB1. Nice! We did it! Leak it. You'll see it next week, Ty. Or actually, you might see this weekend. If Yanji top 8s, then the list goes public, right? I think he will top 8. The deck is so good. It's not anything like too reinventive, but it is just like a refined Levia. No, I leaked? I did not leak. I did not leak. No. I didn't leak the list. I'm just showing the win rate. So you can add some legitimacy to all the hype around Levia at Nats, because unlike what Jamie Faulkner says about Levia being the worst deck in the game, that's actually just not true. It's not true by a large margin. You might be the worst person at playing Levia in the game. That's definitely possible. A lot of people suck at Levia. A lot of people. But she is not de facto the worst hero in the game. At all. Needs to be refined for Yanji to play her? Oh yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to play a shitty deck. I agree. Alright, so actually we have an interesting line into this as well. So if they try to go for a Fuse play, right? If they try to go like Red Aether Ice Vein, Fuse, and then Waning Moon, I can still play out the Doomsday, crack the Frostbite by doing it, and pitch in AB1. And then not worry about the discard, and then still have a follow-up on the Dread Screamer. So this hand's actually like pretty much plays in anything they can do here. What's the worst deck to play at Nats in your opinion? Riptide is, I don't think, gonna be good enough. Believe it or not, I don't believe Lexi will be as hot as people maybe initially thought. And maybe they don't even think that anymore. Look at this play. Oh, so good. It might not even be because of like some like too far a stretch even, but just seeing Iyslander do so well consistently across the past, what, like 4 events or whatever it was, that's huge. Like, that is really big. And especially if the Icelanders can beat Lexi, then that should put the fear of God into Lexi's, because that was supposed to be a free matchup. And if Lexi is losing free matchups, then the deck isn't as tier 1 as everyone had thought, is she? So I think people are just no longer going to play Lexi because they think she's de facto the best deck. They might play her because they really like her, and there's going to be that section of people. But as the de facto best deck, I think that's like really hard to say right now. There's a lot of decks that are pretty okay. And the best deck by tournament results just is Iyslander. Like, that's just a fact. By tournament results, best deck is Iyslander. Best deck in terms of ceiling is probably still Lexi. Lexi is still nuts. But if she's not the de facto best deck, then a huge portion of the player base that plays like only the best deck is going to feel a bit confused. And if those people play Iyslander instead, oh my god, I'm happy. Because Iyslander is way harder to play than Lexi. And if people try to jump ship on Iyslander, then that is a soft Nats. I'm in for that. Damn the summoning card. That's pretty good. So, in that vein, even with an uptick of Iyslander, though, you figure you can't do a quick rematch with... nah, sorry. Gonna do a diff deck. Even with, like, potentially bad Icelanders in the room, Riptide really suffers into that. Like, he is a redline deck, he is a trap-based deck, and you don't even have bracers anymore. So what can you do if Iyslander is heavily represented? He starts to suck. He starts to suck. If it was still Lexi at the top, then like maybe there could be a Riptide that has like the miracle run. But I think that spot is definitely kind of a toss-up right now between Ice and Lexi. And what does Riptide do into like Dromai, Bravo, Iyslander? Like, Jesus Christ, everything at the top just eats him alive. So you leaked the link to the deck link. I tried it and I can see your deck. You need to change it from link only to private. I leaked the link. Oh, the link itself? Oh, that makes sense. So you can just like go copy paste it. You bastards. Visibility, private. There we go. Update. Get out of here. All right, like truly though, Yanji's gonna play this weekend, so it doesn't super matter. It doesn't super matter. All right, send me another list. Send me another list. I've got requests coming from some people. Little Gherkin is linking me another Hexagore deck. Okay, I did just play a Hexagore deck. Here's a Prism deck. Oh, hell yeah. All right, I'm in. I'm in. Refractor Prism? This sounds fantastic. Also, Meon Prism sounds miserable. So if you merge the two, then perhaps this will work. All right. Prism, Awakening of Soul, Empyrean Rapture, obviously staple to Reality Refractor. Oh, 1-card 5s. So juicy, so juicy. Obviously a lot of defensive kits here. The Heralds of Protection, insane. They make another shield. War Tunes. The Figments are actually quite a number of them. I thought most decks are running like maybe 3. This is all the way to 5. This one is Erudition, creates a Ponder. Okay, I know that one. This one creates the Spectral. Yep, that one's sick. That's the Soraya combo. Arcane Damage. I lost to this one before. I played against a Prism, literally had him at 1 life. I was at like 30. And I don't remember the exact way the rest of the game played, but the killing blow was this shit. I just didn't bring Arcane Barrier. Actually, I lost. I lost that damn game. Okay, Avalon. I'm sure there's some loop with Avalon that I'm going to miss. There's something with the Arclight Sentinel. I don't know if this deck is doing that, though. And then Bologna. Really? Okay, this one's odd. I feel like this is the one I don't see. Although, put a +1 on each angel you control. Are you really going to control multiple? Maybe. And then Soraya. So this is the combo with Figment that you can go pretty early and just like basically start at 40. Eruditions, Merciful Ode, Parable, Soul, Haze, Herald. Lead the Charge. Interesting. What is Lead the Charge for? I guess to like force go again on... Or does it affect the weapon swing? No. The next time you play an action card, yeah, so it doesn't count that this costs 2. So it's really just for like forcing a Herald turn into a Reality turn if you keep a full hand. Okay. I see it. Sideboard are the other Figments. Flicker Tricks. Alright, I hope to God the sideboard guide is in this deck. Otherwise this will be a nightmare. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, I better not lose this. Okay, but there's also no sideboard guide. Oh my god. Oh my god. What do I do? Oh wait, I actually gotta update the win-loss. Alright, so I assume, obviously, you want all the AB pieces. You're also running Iris. I feel like Iris should be really good into Iyslander. So maybe you swap to Iris? I mean, like the Iris Dromai was good into Iyslander. So I figure Iris with Prism should be good into Iyslander. But is it better than Reality? We'll stick Reality just because I want to try this first and foremost. Arclight Sentinel seems pretty weak into Iyslander, I would assume. Semblance is another blue, but I don't know if I really care about its ability into this. This doesn't do anything against Iyslander. This one doesn't either. This is just physical. Flickers wouldn't do anything. I guess I'm adding maybe these. Maybe this, or maybe I go for the 2 blues instead. Soul Shield also seems questionable. Wait, actually all these. What the hell? Oh my god. Sorry. Never played this deck. Gotta think. Yeah. There's also the sinks. Okay, okay. So if that's the case, let's just put in all of this. Anything that wasn't the defense reacts. At least these are yellow, right? Chrono Reflection. I think this looks fine. I think... Sure, sure. We'll run it. Who knows? Who the hell knows? Not me! Okay, okay, okay. Now, a Prism deck. A Prism deck plays auras. I could start the game with an Arclight, or I could start the game with a Merciful and then an Arclight in Arsenal. That seems probably better. That's probably better. I could also start the game with a Figment. That doesn't seem better than the Merciful. I could also start with Merciful and swing it. For no Arsenal. Now, I think the Arclight... I don't know, is Arclight that good into Prism, though? It's just like a sticky thing. And you would figure it at least eats like a Scar for a Scar. But it's also 6 resources. God. Alright, I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, let's Arsenal. Let's Arsenal this sucker. I'm in. I'm in. We'll just wait for the double blue hand. Alright, it's the Warmongers. I think you still run Warmongers in the bull list, though. I think you do. Waning Moon. Okay, so in theory, this one is going to cost 2. This one's going to cost 2. So we can pretend that this pays for it all, but not into any kind of resource tax. If they're not on poppers, then this becomes pretty insane. They just have to give this immediately. I think I'm fine taking 2. Just to be able to still swing this through Disruption here. Although, yeah, this is assuming Herald doesn't hit, which you'd figure it doesn't hit, right? It wouldn't hit. It wouldn't hit. If I get 2 taxed, like if it's a CLF, then I want the Wartune Herald still in hand, not to overpitch it, so I can go Herald into Wartune. Oh wait, it doesn't have Go again. Oh wait, this isn't Luminaris. Oh shit. Yeah, wait, hold up a second. I don't just get Go again. This is not Luminaris Prism. Ooh. Rough. Okay, and it is Pauper Prism as well. Well, this is confusing. Now what do I do? Yep. Choose a target for Merciful Retribution. Okay, there we go. Got a damage through. We're in. Yes. Ah, no Go again, huh? No Go again. And actually, no Go again from Reality Refractor either. Interesting. Well, I can take 1 action a turn of swinging 5. I don't even feel like that's that good against Iyslander, though. It really should have been Reality. Irisa Reality, so that I can put pressure. Because if all you do is 1 action point per Iyslander, like, she's just going to set up and win. Here we go, though. Merciful does let us put it into Soul. That's pretty nifty. I forgot about that. So if that's the case, which one would I like right now? I mean, honestly, one of the lower impact ones would be kind of cool. Like, this one makes their stuff not poppers and makes them have to eat it. I don't think I hate Triumph. But it doesn't become like a combat trick if I play it out right now. It's just like a must kill. Figment of War is also just going to be like a static effect for next turn, which seems okay. I think I'm going to go Triumph. Their poppers are 7 anyway. So this one feels like a pretty much never like a true combat trick. It would just be if I stack it with Parable. I don't know. We're going to pull this one. And then, what can I do? I can activate Prism now, right? Yes, yes. Just gain life. Oh, and that's not optional to make it cost less with Empyrean, because I actually did want to pitch these away. Oh, that's interesting. So it's not optional. It always costs 2 less. Huh, I'm not sure I like that. Because I would have liked to pitch these away. Oh well. Alright, they just straight attacked my angel. Nice, I gained 5 life. And they chose draw a card. So they don't like whatever this is for Arsenal. I can play out the Arclight then, right now, so that there's no response window next turn, and then just swing Soul Shield. Swing with Soul Shield to attack. Arsenal the War Tune. That seems okay. That seems okay. Alright, yep, this was all about no response window, more than anything. Then we're going to attack for 5. Whew. I'm not quite sure what the win con is. If I can't go wide, then I really don't think you can put any pressure on the Iyslander. Like, at all. Iyslander is so happy if they block down with 1 card, you know? If all I'm doing is throwing 5, they block with 1 card, they take 2 a turn. They take 2 a turn, that's it. And they do everything else they want to do. This seems like a hard loss without Iris of Reality. And yet chat said, don't take Iris, it's too much taxing. Well, I don't know, I just don't think there's a win con. I don't think there's a win con with Reality Refractor, funny enough. Oh, look at that, though. Frostbites get to ping Iyslander. All right, win con unlocked, actually. Win con unlocked. It's going to be about taking all the Frosty Boys and pinging them right back at Prism. Okay. See, I mean, this hand doesn't really do anything. I can play out the Figment, like hardcast the Figment. And then play Passing Mirage? Jesus Christ. That's it? That's all I can do? Or should I just play out the Figment and swing War Tune Herald? Because War Tune at least still gives me the Merciful trigger where it goes to Soul. I think it's probably better than dropping the Passing, I guess. So in that case, just for priority windows, I would want to play out the Figment now. Creating a Ponder. So I will refill Arsenal, since I'm going to be pitching this card. Okay, maybe. Sure. Who freaking knows? Who knows in this world? No idea. Do you ever hardcast Figments? I feel like that is garbage. But it's not like this hand did anything else, right? It's not like it did anything else. Alright, so I can pay this way, and now in theory, for whatever reason, if I need to, I can Prism flip the Erudition. But I don't think I want to do that, right? Because that would just get like popped by a Waning Moon or something. So we probably hold it. Who knows? Who knows? I was talking to Fino about like a potential collab stream. I think it'd be really cool. I teach him Levia, he teaches me Prism or Dromai, something of his choice. Like 2 just completely different worlds. He does not play Levia. He does not. I do not play Prism. I've enjoyed my fair share of Redline Dromai. That list is easy enough to pick up from someone who just like doesn't really play Illusionist, because it's not so centric around permanents. Like they're obviously a huge part of the game plan, but it doesn't quite play the same way as like a traditional, like, you know, nothing but dragon Dromai. You actually get to, you know, make the, well, for me, easy choices every once in a while of, this is a 0 for 4 with Go Again. I play it. You know? Okay. What's happening? Do I want to react right now? No, that doesn't help me, right? No, it does not help me. Ice Bolt? Okay, see? This is why we didn't flip. I believe this is probably worth more, right? I believe. So I can just AB 2. Or rather, I should AB 1 so that I can trigger Prism? Do I want to trigger Prism, or do I want to just make the Figment? Because I figure this is hitting, right? Oh, that's interesting. So if I trigger... If I only pay 1 now, so that I can Empyrean to flip Prism, then I'm basically saying my Ward 4 buys me 3 life. Or I'm just baiting them to not swing. And then I ping them back with the damage on Frostbite. We'll keep our options open. Options open. Options open. I don't mind just blocking 3 though. Like for free. You know, War Tune is just gonna... 2 cards in theory for 10 value. Okay. So I've already got the Ponder token to refill my arsenal, so... What do I really want right now? I think I want to save this one for when I have the Soraya play, right? So I don't want this one. I don't mind the Courage, I guess. Why not? And I also will... Well, there's no way I actually get to keep 2 Angels, but... yeah, I guess why not? Figment of War. Let's do it. And then in terms of which one I'd rather keep around... Or do I just pass? Man, this is a tough call. This is once per turn, right? This is once per turn. So I can't just, like, next turn flip both Angels. Can't do that. Can't do that. So all I'm getting out of the Iyslander is the Tunic counter and saving 3 life. I think I'll just let it float. We're going to let it float. If they want a Tunic Waning Moon, then obviously I'll flip after. So if that was the case, then I should have paid 2 in. But I don't know. Options were open. Who knows why? Couldn't tell you. Oh, actually, this is pretty interesting. If they pay into the Arcane Barrier here... Oh, no, there's no priority window, right? This is end of turn. Ah, end of turn. Damn. Damn. Alright, I thought there might be a world where if they pay into Arcane Barrier, I'm like, okay, well then now I'll flip. Now I'll flip. Ah. Okay, now we've got all this board, but we can't deal damage. Oh my god, also blocking 8 seems miserable here. What the hell? How do I block with this hand? I can't. I can't! I could flash out Parable to save me a life, basically. That's one option. I could flash out Parable, use the 2 floating to flip an Angel after this attack. Or even just right now to eat the damage. Actually, you know what? That gets full value. I don't mind this. That gets full value. Because otherwise it's going to be hard to make sure the Ward 4 actually eats Ward 4. I would think. So let's do this. Then let's go ahead and Prism. What the hell? Isn't it once per turn instant? It's once per turn. Why is it letting me do it? This is not right. It is not right. Okay, so in terms of which one to awaken, I think I'm never sticking multiple Angels, so we can just let Bellona go. Bye, Bellona. Bye, Bologna. Choose an instant. It's just not how it works. Alright, so now I get the full value on the ward here. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Reaction. What's going on? Okay, so now my turn, I can just lead with a reality refractor attack, I guess. I just swing. Choose a target for merciful. Why? Oh, because courage broke. Oh my god. Let's go, baby. The value on merciful. This is how I'm winning the game. All the merciful interactions. I like it. I like it. Oh, this is sick. Thank God Talishar knows these things. I wouldn't know anything. Alright, Ode to Wrath and Arsenal seems pretty important because it's how we're going to give ourselves go again. This Frostbite deals them a damage as well, so a bit of an equalizer. Yes, yes. I wonder how wrong I played this game. This would be interesting. I'd like to see Fino just tear me apart on this. This is kind of cool. Kind of cool. 1 card 6? How can you hate that, you know? Deal a 7th damage this turn, too? Whew. Life is somehow equal? Arsenal and Ode? Oh, God. Alright, well, so we can play out the Arsenal, though. Can play out the Arsenal. It's only coming in for 5 as well because of Parable, which is nice. Oh, they're attacking Merciful Retribution! Oh, so I want to flash out the Ode to Wrath, right? That way they take a damage. If I do that, then my turn is just Wartune Herald. That's not the worst. That is not the worst, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be okay. Alright, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Do wish that, do wish that I had more resources here, because I won't be able to pay into Prism if they tax me with a Frostbite. Wait, next turn, Awaken Erudition, attack and banish, play instant aura with... Did I already miss this line? Next turn, which is now this turn, Awaken Erudition, attack and banish, play instant aura, and draw 2 cards. Oh, so that was before I paid into the Ode to Wrath, because I would need those resources. Alright, so we did throw that. That's alright, we did throw that. We can do that line later. We'll get to it, we'll get to it. Oh, yes, the poppers because of goddamn Parable. It doesn't go to Soul anymore either, because Merciful's gone. That's pretty annoying. Alright, let's just make sure I understand this conceptually for next turn. Next turn, Awaken Erudition, which will cost me 2. Attack and Banish, which will cost me 2. So I need at least a blue and a red. You figure it's Iyslander, so probably a blue and a yellow. Play instant aura and draw 2 cards. Oh, so that was like specifically with the hand I had, because I had the aura. And the blues to start. Aether Ice Vein with no instants in hand to burn on the discard. So I probably still want to protect life. I can go AB3. By pitching... how do I want to do this? The problem is they can Waning Moon on top, so with the triggers here, I don't necessarily want to just flip Erudition, because the Waning Moon would pop it. How am I supposed to play this hand? I might be okay slowing down, where they Aether me. I can just do the classic You know, like discard the Soul Shield, sure. Pitch the blue, and then pay 2 on the blue. My hand becomes the Pierce and the Soraya. On my turn, I can just swing the Otarath, leave 1 floating. Have the Invoke Soraya arsenaled. Is that worthwhile? We don't need the Soul Shield. I could also just get rid of it just to protect the full AB3. Huh. 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 Yeah, I wish I could respond to the Waning Moon first, but I can't. So I can't just like pitch AB3 here, pitch AB3 into a Waning Moon, invoke Soraya, or invoke Erudition, which actually wouldn't work anyway because I need to pay to attack with it. Ah, okay. I think I'm just going to do this. Just going to do this. Getting awfully low. So, you know what? Should I just protect the AB? Sure. I'm going to just protect myself. Oh, I don't know anymore. Don't know. Don't know. I could awaken plus AB1. If they moon, you pitch the other blue to AB. That would have been taking the full from the Aether, just discarding the yellow, keep 2 blues. No, actually, that's still pitching the blue there. Awaken AB1. I can pitch the other blue to AB. Yeah, but the problem with that is my turn is no damage, right? Isn't my turn no damage? If that happens? Because I'm paying 2 into the Erudition. I'm paying 2 into the discard, or discarding, and discarding, and AB to protect Erudition. That's too many cards. I'd have to take 0 to Ice Vein. Okay. You know, I really liked the early game when I had Merciful out. The game feels a lot harder without Merciful. That was my win con, and it's quickly disappearing. Oh my god, I'm at 8. And I started 8 life down. What is this? Okay, so they said draw a card. But if I create the Figment here, or if I awaken the Figment rather, that does protect me from 4 of this damage. I just don't know if I can do that and win. Just let the Erudition go like that. But it's 4 life. I'd be trading a yellow for 4 life, which is honestly, it seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. I can't just like pitch into the Ode and make the Figment, because then what does Miraging Metamorph do? Interesting. Interesting. Alright, you know what? They're just not gonna draw a popper next turn. Watch this. I'm gonna get to go Miraging into attack. Watch this. It's gonna happen. This is gonna eat the E-Strike damage. I'm okay with this. It's the clean 4. We got this. My turn is Miraging, threatening, go again. Well, the problem though is their poppers have 7 attack. And they did play 2 CNCs, so pretty likely, honestly, that they're gonna have one, but you know, we'll pretend. I'll pretend. I'm into pretending. In Arsenal, I guess Haze is better. Fuck, that doesn't seem good. If they somehow don't tax me, then Miraging into Herald of Protection seems okay. They're gonna tax me, you know. Something's gonna happen here. Oh, this should have gone to Arsenal. I don't think that's right. Oh, I don't know. No, there's like no room to play at the Haze Bending. It should be Herald of Protection Arsenal. Oh. Oh? Okay. Well, it's quite the turn. They must not have drawn... I mean, because this was a random draw on E-Strike, right? So they must not have drawn anything good here. To stump the turn. Still, though, this in Arsenal feels bad. I doubt it's going to make any difference. What if I just hold it? You know, just like guarantee I have a blue? That seems a little better, doesn't it? I think I might just hold this card. Hold the blue. Hold the blue. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I don't care about this in Arsenal. Game's gonna be too slow. Or rather, too short. Prism Awaken of Soul was chosen. Scar for Scar comes in for just 3. If I take it, I turn off another Scar for a Scar. Which, I mean, they could have drawn, I guess. They could have drawn. I'm kind of into just holding a bunch of blues, though. Does that work into Prism? Or work into Iyslander, rather? I'm so low on life. And, like, this costs me a resource to get any value out of it, so it's like AB once. AB once? I mean, I guess I can force him to have a popper. That's probably my best play. Force him to have a popper. They could also be throwing an Ice Vein here. I mean, they kept 3. A lot can go wrong. A lot can go wrong here. Sure. Another Scar! Damn it! But that's all 3! But that's all 3, and it's only turn 9. Oh, I should have taken it. But then I probably just die, right? Oh my god. I said this. I said it might be the next Scar. I mean, that 3-card hand is like more likely an Ice Vein, I think. But now this looks just as good. Scar, Coronet, Arsenal. That is basically the kill turn. Basically the kill turn. Alright, generally speaking, the ceiling for an Icelander's damage is 12. So, even on a blue, if they have perfect lethal, I do just die. So they're going to go for lethal no matter what, if they have it, because I can't beat 12. I can't beat 12, especially with an Insidious trigger if it's the Red Aether Ice Vein from hand. So they're just not going to have it, right? And we just swing? Yeah. You know what? Easy. Easy peasy. Oh man, the game got so hard without Merciful. The damage fell off. And the, like, Prism stuff also just didn't really happen. Post Merciful. Oh yeah, baby. Alright, so they only had 10. They only had 10, but it's like, you know, if either way, because of what was in Arsenal there, me holding a blue, them playing the Ice Bolt and Waning Moon, I still get chip 3 down, right? And then they just set up the Emeritus and do the same thing next turn. So, it's dead either way. Like, holding the blue doesn't change anything, because they get to just... If that's all my turn is holding the blue to pitch an AB, they just get to freely play out the Frostbolt, Waning Moon, and then set the Emeritus next turn. And that is it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That was very strange. Definitely, like, misplayed, right? But I made sure every Figment protected me for the full 4 life. So every Figment did gain me 4 life, and I played 3 of them out. So in theory, I was a 34 life hero. Or sorry, 44 life hero. In theory. In theory. It just took a lot of my hand to do that, right? So it's not exactly 44 life. Because I basically gave up like 3 turn cycles to play it. That's very odd. A very interesting deck. Yes, Jason, I'll play your deck. Where'd you send it? You know, new Prism, I wouldn't mind putting in more time, but apparently there's no payoff, right? That's what everyone says. There's apparently no payoff. Where'd you send me the message, Jason? PM on Discord? Alright, I'm in. Huh. Yeah, I mean, she feels like there's a real puzzle there, but if, like, even Pheno and the other Prism stands, like Dozer, right? Like, Dozer literally is taking a break from the game. Like, he's just not interested. Because apparently Prism can't be cracked. Or so they say. You know, it feels like there's something. That is a complicated enough set of cards and interactions, but I mean, I'm not going to be the one to crack it, and the people who you would think would crack it say it's not possible. Unless you listen to Brian Gottlieb and all the LSS devs saying, you just haven't figured it out yet, guys. Very strange. Very strange. I'd love to see at Worlds when they do the dev challenge. You know, that, well, they won't necessarily do the dev challenge again, but you would think that it was a really fun experience last Worlds, so they might do it again. And if that's the case, then I'd love to see what the devs do with Prism. That would be amazing. Because last year, I'm telling you, straight up, Jason Chung was hyping up his Levia deck, and I was sold. I was like, you know what, Jason? I think I believe. I even pivoted my Worlds list to incorporate some of his ideas. It didn't work out for me, but that's okay. That was my bad. But he plays it in the dev challenge and loses the first round. I'm like, okay, well, hold up. I thought this was it. I thought it was broken. I thought we did it. And no, it didn't work. So who knows sometimes with the devs, honestly. Who knows? All right, we've got a Prism, or sorry, a Dromai list. Dromai takes Cincinnati. Well named. Well named. I think this should be Atlanta, though, if you really care about this latest tag there, Jason. Atlanta. But Jason is a really consistent Dromai player. I think you normally miss out on the top cuts, but you're always like the bubble boy. I mean, you literally always have the record until like the last round, and it's like, well, I guess he didn't do it. But your entire run to the last round is always incredible. Like literally at every Battle Hardened I've seen you at, Jason. Like honestly, even at Worlds, or sorry, even at Pro Tour rather, even at Pro Tour, you were running hot until like I think the end of day 1 or something, whatever it was. All right, so we've got a Dromai list. Skullcap, Flamescale, Mage, Gloves, Mitts, Snaps. All right, looks not necessarily redline so far. We've got the Tomultai and Dominia. All right, so blue base, probably something. Still a lot of reds. Sensor. All right, so it looks like you're sighting in the 9 blues, or up to 10 blues. Yeah, this seems to be like the more agreed upon way of playing Dromai right now. It's not just big dragons, it's not just redline, it's like some happy marriage of the two, because Tomultai is just so impactful right now. I'm into it. I'll play it. I enjoy me some Dromai. I've never been on the giving side of a Lost in Thought. I'm sure that's interesting. All right, I'm going to take up the misplay counter for last game as well. There was something wrong. Probably 2 things wrong. One more time. Okay, no sideboard guide. I really appreciate all these links, people. No sideboard guide. Just putting all the pressure on me. That's all right. It's easier when the main deck isn't already 60. Okay. In theory, Dromai is good into Dash, but I have not played this matchup maybe more than like once or twice, so it'll be interesting to try to pull off here. It will be interesting. Alright, you probably figure that Playing the auras is probably easier since they don't have that many poppers, but clearing them on the dash's side is also easier because they can just end their chain with a pistol. So I wonder where that lands in terms of how you want to sideboard. That's interesting. I wonder if you like hedge a little bit. Like against aggro, I kind of want this. But then if it's like tree frog or something, maybe a remembrance is enough. Interesting. What do you think? This is not tree frog dash, right? This is just someone on Talishar. It's not tree frog dash. Right? How would you sideboard? Maybe like a little bit of a hedge board. Warmonger as the blues instead? Well, I'm thinking about if it is the tree frog version. Warmongers feels really good into dash. I mean, it shuts down like their chest play on a big turn and like a high octane, but that's about it. It seems okay. Seems okay. All right, we're gonna take this, I think. What do you think? A sand cover or splash an aura? Splash one more aura. A single passing. An E-pot? All right, I'm in. Jason spoke. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oops. Oh, wait, hold up. I gotta concede, and then we gotta repair. I didn't notice the Nelrune gloves. Sorry. Wrong gloves. Gonna concede and rematch. Alright, also, we gotta look at what they're playing. It is aggro dash. See, now we know. Big brain. Big brain. Look at that. So they went first, so I'll respect that. They can go first again. Alright, so it is not Turtle Dash. Haha. Haha. Alright, in that case, then, we don't need to do any hedge boarding. Let's just take in the block 3s, right? Or still the E-pot? What do you think, Jason? Still the E-pot? Yeah, still the E-pot, right? Why not? Why not? I'm in. Equipment? Sure, baby. Let's do it. Okay. You still think the pot? Alright, we did it. We did it. We can get started with Seeker's Mitts as well, which feels pretty good. Although we don't even need to, because we've got a sink below if they do attack. Which I don't know if they will attack. It looks like they're just over-pitching. End of turn. Alright, let's go ahead. Seeker's Mitts. Figure that if they do pivot and start to attack us, then I want the sink below, so I can go ahead and also make another Ash with Flame Scale. So let's keep the sink below, just in case that happens. I think I can get rid of the Themai. Themai is not important here. So I can do this. Rake the Embers is a really good card. Yeah, I think I don't mind that as my 4th card of the turn. I'll keep that on top. A little early for it, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so they didn't attack. I didn't get to do the sink below flame scale play. But we kept it open. We kept it open. In that case, I don't really have enough ash to want to make the rake yet, because we didn't do the sink below thing. A bit awkward then, because if I'm going to go for billowing into invoke, then I didn't keep the rake at all, and so why was it on top of the deck? I guess it was a bit of a hedge, right? Doesn't matter. If it's a red, it makes an ash. The other option is just go for the rake play, overpitch on the Flamescale Arsenal Sink, because it is an aggro dash. I think that's fine. I think I like that a little better, actually. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Still gives me a bit of a board. Ashwings are really annoying for dash. They don't want to give an entire popper on an Ashwing, so if you get to full swing them, I mean, it's 3 damage every turn. It's pretty good. They are going to give a payload for it. I don't mind that, you know? If they're an aggro deck and they give up their heavy hitters on an Ashwing, that is choice. Alright, so they're going for the Ashwing clear. Okay. All right, this one's at me. I mean, we kind of have the God Hand, where we get to go Kyloria into CNC and try to reset Arsenal. I mean, it really puts them on whether they have a popper or not to go for that line. I'm kind of into it, though. The more reliable way is billowing into the overpitch CNC. That is more reliable. I wonder if I even care about the CNC, though, because they have Crown. Maybe that is wrong, you know? But it does make plenty of Ash to go for the CNC line here over, like, the Dragon Develop. Huh. I'm kind of feeling it. What do you think? Should I do the Kyloria or the Billowing? I'm kind of into it. Kyloria or Billowing? What do you think? Kyloria or Billowing? Kyloria or Billowing? Do the secure value with Billowing? Okay, that's fine. Get greedy, Kyloria! Oh my god. You know, at the end of the day, you never know, though. Don't focus on protecting your life total when you have no board. Well, the reason to play out Sync was if I went for the Kyloria and it hit. Oh no, if it hit, it would take Induction. Oh yeah, so that was never important. Actually, playing out the Sync was never important for any line. Because Kyloria would force to take the Induction Chamber. Yeah. Alright, we got the crown out of the way. Next one. Next one's the big one. Alright, we're fine on Ash. I don't really need to look for the sweeping blow play. So I can probably block with this and just make my turn Yendurai Dust Up is fine. That's probably fine. I could also just go for Dust Up alone. Arsenal the Lost in Thought for a bigger push in theory. They don't have that many poppers, so maybe that's a waste. Lost in Thought might be a waste in Arsenal, and like the Invoke is more relevant. Because dragons are generally hard to deal with, Invoke being one of them. Or Invoke Yendurai specifically. Make sure we block the full 3 on that, because they might pivot to dropping an item or an induction only type of turn, which is what it looks like. Okay. Alright, that was their turn. Alright, in this case, we just go Yendurai Dust Up. If they pop the Yendurai, then Dust Up and Arsenal is fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Pop it. Okay, that's 2 payloads gone. Dust Up and Arsenal. You submitted a Prism earlier. Sorry, wasn't around to help you. Had meetings. Oh, I tried, Shane. That was not a great showing, though. Would you take Reality Refractor or Iris into Iyslander? I kind of figured that it should be Iris, but chat said Reality Refractor. And you know what? We hard lost anyway, so I don't know if it would have made a big difference. Okay, this hand doesn't develop much of a board, so I probably want to use it to protect life. My opponent is mostly just using Pistol to try to advance the game state, so if that's all they're doing, then maybe we do keep it instead. Yeah, sure, why not? Sure. So we can test the waters with the Dromai. If they don't pop it, then the E-Strike draw card would be kind of sick. They did just spend 2 payloads, you know? So you figure they've got max Vs, payloads, and throttles. Okay, so they don't pop the Dromai. Sick. So in that case, I can go for the E-Strike, say draw a card. I'll have the extra action point. I can then likely go Billowing. They don't have a popper, so the dragon will go through and then end with Dust Up. Seems pretty good. Ooh, well actually they don't have a popper, so do I want to just play the Asvali? get the board development in right now. They're using armor on E-Strike, but I am going to break the chain when I play Asvali. Huh. So I don't think the Dust Up will necessarily hit. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. I don't want to go too low on Ash, right? Because I'd be breaking the chain. They would probably block Tech Low on Dust Up, you'd figure, because I'd be at 0 Ash. Now, this is more likely to hit. They could still give the Galvanic as well if they care about it. So, but multiple options. Throttle on an Ashwing. Okay, fine. Oh, we've got the Moragai Kyloria hand now? Oh, busted. Let's go. Okay. They give a card. They give a piece of armor. So Dust Up, more likely to hit. I mean, they still have the 1 block there, but should be okay. They are down 3 poppers. There are 6 more. And they're also down all their armor. Okay. Okay. We haven't pitched any blues yet, so no reason to put Tumultai up there in case we draw blues on the next hand. Okay, they're gonna kill Moragai, kill Kyloria. Yes. Alright, I think I'm gonna take an off turn and just develop the CNC, Arsenal the Chromai. Because they don't have Crown anymore and they will have an Arsenal. So let's just do this. Let's get some Ash back on board. Let's... Oh, actually, they didn't Arsenal that card. Oh, that changes it. They did not Arsenal that card. So in that case, I could just get the Themai on board. Arsenal the Chromai. I think I'm okay with this. Oh, means a popper. Oh, yeah, that's actually pretty obvious. Oops. Yeah, means a popper if they don't Arsenal. I figured it might be like a trashy blue, but they would probably still Arsenal that. Although maybe not, because the way they're playing is to not boost that often, so it could have also been a bad blue. Could have also been a bad blue. Alright, we've got Kyloria Chromai this turn. I could also drop the Burn Them All, which I think makes sense. It will stick for like 6 turns. Start getting value there. I do want this to be a red. Okay, they are down 4 poppers. There are 5 left. If they have one, they obviously slam it on this turn, because killing Kyloria is a big deal, but they're also out of armor, right? So if they don't have one, this is huge. If they don't have one, massive. They have to give 2 cards. Holy crap, they didn't have it. Nice. So we get to stick a Chromai now. This is where the momentum builds. We stick a Chromai. No, that's not true. They can just kill Kyloria Chromai. Okay, yeah, never mind. We don't stick the Chromai. Lies. Deception. Alright, well, we do get to still swing with the Burn Them All trigger on Moragai. Although I wonder if I'm supposed to keep the Moragai for like a more combo-oriented turn. Just to drop it alone makes it a pretty easy clear with Teklo. So I don't love that. I don't love that. But if I don't play out the Moragai, then, you know, what am I doing? Like, I can't end the turn with the E-Pot. Or actually, maybe even Miraging. I might want Miraging. Moragai into Miraging? What about just Miraging? Is that actually okay? Just Miraging. Mirage plus E-Pot? This doesn't have Go again. Right? No Go again? Am I crazy? Am I snapping for that? Ooh, what if I snap for that? You know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. We're snapping for the E-Pot. I'm in. I'm in. It's the one of in the deck, so it lines up beautifully. We got another one of right here. Yeah, let's do it. Boom. Who knows if that's right? Who knows? Okay. Yeah, high value, though, having the E-Pot out now. So now if I draw the Dominia, it's like always live, which is pretty sick. I do like that. What's up, Gamer101? Alright, and we do have the Maragai into the CNC style of play. So pretty important, I think. Pretty important. Well, they didn't Arsenal because they dropped the Plasma Purifier, so... I mean, I'm still gonna do that. I guess now, do I just burn the Nourishing Emptiness as the attack instead? Arsenal the CNC? Yeah, the Arsenal is the question here, right? Do I want the Sigil Arsenal? Probably not, because I don't have a board state, so what is Sigil doing? I could also give up on the Arsenal and just play out the second Burn Them All right now to start ticking down more damage. That seems okay. Just keep the Maragai for a bigger combo also seems okay. So I could just straight up gain life on the Sigil and throw the Nourishing. Yep. I'm okay with this, I think. We'll just do this. We'll gain life. Save the Maragai for like another Kyloria. Makes a lot of sense. I'm in. I'm in. Oh, sure. Not the strongest dragon hand here. Also, Nourishing is still not live. We have one attack. Two attacks, actually. So it's live next turn. So Nourishing and Arsenal for next turn. Not a bad move. Not a bad move if my turn is just Maragai, develop Uvia. That's not bad. Yeah, especially if they took a slow turn. Alright, we're in. I do this. I do this. I do this. This seems pretty nice. Especially Nourishing next turn, right? Nourishing next turn. We've got the Uvia in play. We've got a pretty decent amount of Ash. Okay, we get rid of this. We get rid of this. Sure. Alright, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Not the greatest hand to, like, force the Nourishing Emptiness through, though, because I've got another Chain Ender right here. At least we do have the starter in Asvali, but, like, two Chain Enders, right? Dust Up and Warmongers, which is weird. Does this trigger on a dragon? It does. So this is killing Maragai. And then, who knows, next thing might be killing Uvia? Is that how they're going to play it? Yep, Uvia. Alright, well, they're spending 2 cards per deck to kill the dragon, which cost me 1 card per deck. So I don't think I hate that, but I'm not sure my win con is milling, because they did set up all these items. Which is pretty terrifying. Okay, pretty weak hand to punish the fact that they cleared the board state. Pretty weak hand. Oof. Am I supposed to just throw the Nourishing? Throw the Nourishing? That's it? I don't think I want to just burn the Asvali. I want to develop multiple dragons at once. So I figure my turn is probably like Overpitch here, Furnace the Dust Up, Arsenal the Asvali. Seems okay. Oh wait, oops. Oh, that actually doesn't work with overpitching. So I should have, oops, sorry. I should have just pitched the double red. Oh, sorry, revert to... Yeah, I should just pitch the double red here. And that way I can cycle the flame scale. There we go. Cycle the Warmongers. That's it. That was the play. This... this pitch deck kind of sucks. Okay. Actually, maybe I wanted the blue. You know what? I think that was actually wrong because I have all this ash now. Holding the blue on a 6-card hand like this, probably worth more. Probably worth more. Yeah, because I had all the ash. So if I had the blue, I wouldn't have drawn the Dromai. But I would have had the blue for the Rake and the Themai. The Asvali is free. That would have cost 3, 4, 5. Rake makes 1 more. So I'd still be +1 ash if all these were off of a blue. And then Lost in Thought could be off of this. Yeah, so I did need the blue, actually. Huh. Well, that's going to pivot, because obviously I don't want to let this hit. Don't want to let that hit. You can do this. Man, whenever you're not looking at the screen, the misplay button makes you jump. Oh, they're milling. I like this. I think I like this, right? Oh my god. Alright, they really have 5 items in play. 5 items in play. They did mill 1 popper, and they've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I don't know if they're running max V, so they might only have 1 more popper. That's possible because we're on turn 13. I haven't seen a single max V unless they're all in the last hand exactly. I think I would have seen all the cards, right? Because there's 9 banished. No. So there just is no max V. We would have seen one by now. Because of the boosting and the Teklo Foundry Heart, we've seen their entire deck at this point. So no max V. No max B. And they just popped their AB. Oh, that's a great point. Thank you, Punkage. Thank you. So I don't really need to care about Lost in Thought unless I'm playing around the last throttle, which I feel like I should know where it is. Because there's no way, unless they pitched it really early on turn 1, maybe that's what this hand is. But either way, I have a Dromai, right? I have a Dromai, so who cares? I have a Dromai. So I can make Rake the Embers, Asvali, Dromai all in 1 turn and Arsenal the Lost in Thought. I think that seems okay. Right? I think that's what I want to do. Lost in Thought might not be impactful enough, though. They only have 1 popper left, so maybe I care more about the Themai and Arsenal? They only have 1 popper left. So yeah, maybe I really don't care about this. I don't think I care about this. I could also just drop everything. Use the E-Pot for the Themai. I wonder if that's right. I guess we'll test the waters on the Dromai right now and see what happens. Okay, so then I will be popping E-Pot for Themai this turn. It's the race. It is now the race. Okay, nice. Not bad, not bad. Oh, no. Oh, sorry, I misclicked. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Themai as well. Actually, they're not running D-Reacts, but like, there's a world where Themai was right to throw out first. Whatever. Okay. We got the board. Baby. Let's go. Got the board. We're there. We're back. All right, we have our starter. We can block 9, and we have our starter. That's all we need. Block 9 got the starter. Or actually, no. This blocks. This blocks 5. Oh, hell yeah! Uh-huh. I'm not even tracking what the hell's going on their side. They have too many items. The scroll bar. What a mess. On camera, this would be quite the show. This would be quite the show. Yeah, no AB, right? So I think I always win through that alone. I just need to be sticky with, like, the Ashwing generators. Oh, no E-Pot, though. I can't just slam the Dominia. That one hurts. But I can put it in Arsenal. I figure... What? There's the Warmongers. I'm bound to see a Warmongers pretty soon. I think I only saw 2, so there might be one in this next hand, in the last hand of the game. Or last hand of first cycle. I think that's right. So then Dominia will be live next turn. So I just need to play the Sweeping Blow now. I'll just play out the Sigil too. I don't think I really care about having the starter in my deck. Alright, that's their last one. Their last one. There's the Warmongers. Alright, I was right! Oh my god, I was right! Alright, not actually the last hand of the game, though. The next draw would be the last hand of the game, but within the last... Not of the game, of first cycle. Within the last 2 draws of first cycle, there was the third Warmongers. So this was a pretty good arsenal. We like it, we like it. So I just get to rake in Dominia. I will eat whatever damage they've got, and I'm just going to rake in Dominia, and the game will be over. Alright, I mean, I know this is supposed to be a easy matchup for Dromai, but it is interesting to play. It is very interesting to play. And they have no poppers left, just in case they do. Oh! There were 2 Warmongers left in the last 2 hands of the deck. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, obviously, remember the one next to the Nourishing hand. The one next to the Nourishing hand. Big deal, because I had to undo that one. But I thought there was maybe one more somewhere else. Because I thought I sunk it with a... Did I not do, like, some sync play? Maybe I didn't. Okay, I mean, I was wrong, so... Oh well. That's okay, there's no poppers left. Warmongers would actually just sink their turn. Oh, that's a good point. No, that is a good point. Just play Warmongers, and Dash can't use items and weapons. Well, I'll have one next hand. I've got one next hand. We're good. I got a next hand. Don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Sure. I can still protect a little bit of life, I guess, unless I want the Arsenal. Yeah, I probably want the starter in Arsenal, so next turn I'm just going to, for more damage, go Billowing, Pitch Themi, Swing Swing, Arsenal Yanduri. Yep, I'll take this. It should be very hard to lose, but I guess I'm trying. I guess I'm trying. Well, actually, no. So this turn I should just present lethal, more than anything. I shouldn't go for the Warmongers. Right? If I just drop the Themi Yanduri, that alone presents lethal. It'll take a card from hand. I keep the Billowing. Nah. We'll do that next turn. We'll do that next turn. Next turn. This is just going to be 4 damage Warmongers Yanduri. Although, wait, doesn't Warmongers hurt me? Warmongers is worse for me in this position, right? Yeah, I know it doesn't have Go again. The idea was going to be to Warmongers at the end of this. But that is worse for me, right? Because I can't summon dragons and attack with them in the same turn. Yeah. This is bad. What are we What's happening here? All right. This was awful then. It's okay. It's okay. We won't lose. We won't lose. But we're trying. We're trying very hard to lose this game. But we won't. But we won't. But we're trying. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're taking their entire turn to clear dragons, but as soon as the arcane starts coming through, that they cannot stop, and they're at 4. So should be as easy as that, you know? Do I want to make an Ash with sweeping? I could probably hold it for next turn, because their turn is going to be to kill these guys. Yeah, I can hold that in Arsenal. That's going to make my Ash next turn. It'll be fine. All right. Interesting that this came down to basically fatigue. I did not predict that, but you know, it is dash. Even though it's like the Rube Goldberg dash, at the same time, to clear dragons adequately and apply pressure, they did have to lean into boosting. Huh. Okay, I should win the game here. I get to just go sweeping into Asvali into CNC. Alright, pitch stack was broken. I pitched that sucker. I did it. Not on purpose. Oh, GG's. Okay, okay. Good game, opponent. I probably took way too long. Look at that playtime. It was like double my opponent. Apologies. Wow. 28-0. And I don't really know what I'm doing. Well, that's not fair. I do play Dromai sometimes. I play her sometimes, but not for a while now. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, I do wish I would have seen the Warmongers play out, because that definitely should have pulled weight, and I just didn't even realize it. So that would have made it even more lopsided, you'd think, because there was the turn prior when I had like the Chromai board and all that, and I think that was the turn for Warmongers that everyone's talking about. If that's the case, the game's like over on the spot, probably. Probably. Alright, we can do one more, and I'm a peace out. So one more fan-submitted list. Viewer, don't have to be a fan. Viewer-submitted list. You left a couple links in the Discord, says 7 foot. Alright, let's take a look. Still on Talishar. Okay, I see. I see these links. Let's check them out. A Katsu, and a Fatigue Arakni. Oh, I'm in for Arakni. A long game, I know. Oh, actually, oops. Let's take a look at it, though. It will be a long game, but I haven't played Arakni in a long time. Wow. Why does it say 4 weapons? I only see 2. Main deck. Eradicate plunders, shreds. Yellow plunder the poor, that's interesting. That is quite new, my friend. I've not seen yellow plunder the poor. Probably because it's like the easiest to access contract, that makes sense. A peace of mind. Oh, we're getting real spicy. Okay. I'm in. One last one to cap the stream. And it is an Arakni game, apparently. Okay. Arakni, pretty good into a bunch of Lexis. Maybe good into Katsu. This will be interesting. I don't think I've played this. No, I've played this matchup before. Inertia should, in theory, trigger quite a bit, because you've got the Whelming Gust Waves, you've got the Descendant Gust Waves, so those should be pretty good. Don't really need to care about the Peace of Minds, I don't think. I shouldn't need Remembrances, because they're going to fatigue themselves way faster than I am. By the same token, though, maybe I don't need the Oases, but it is a Tunic deck, so it makes sense there. I don't think I need to run it at 63. I'm gonna be honest. But I'll keep him in. Why not? We'll leave it in. And then, okay, so it is 4 weapons. It's 2 of both of these. Nerve Scalpel would hit Flick Flack in theory. They're never trying to block with their attacks. I still think it's 1-1. Yeah. This makes sense. Submit. We're in. We're in. All right, this is going to be the last one. The last one of the stream today. I got to get back to min-max work, baby. We got a battle harden this weekend. It's going to be the best you've ever seen. Absolutely promise you. Absolutely promise you. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, what's more valuable, actually? That's interesting. Throw the 5 now. Guarantee I have a 0 for 4 next turn. I think that's more valuable. Guarantee I have a 0 for 4 next turn. Soul Bead Strike. They're not going to let this hit anyway. I think I'm okay with them having that in hand because I have the Sink Below for it. Oh, shoot. I wanted to leave it on top. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. They gave us 3 cards for our 1 card. Our Fatigue Win Con is happening. It's based upon cards you own, not cards you want. There are better cards. Oh, that's a good way to start building decks, though. Just look for what you have, right? Man, we got all these 0 for 4s. You figure that against Katsu, they're not trying to block them. So maybe we get a little greedy, try to keep a double 0 for 4 hand in black tech. That'd be kind of spicy. Actually, it is worth checking. How exactly is our count of 0 for 4s? We have the Leave No, the Plunders, the Sacks, and even the other Plunders. Okay, so we're working with like 12 draws. That cost 0. Not bad. Not to mention the Codex, right? Fleece the Frail actually does hit more often than the Slay the Scholars does. But Sack the Shifty always hits, basically. Oh no, sorry, that's base go again. No, so never mind. Plunder the Poor would be the one that always hits, which we don't have here. So this one's the most viable to gain silver for us. This one's like a second, but this one is not. I think we can block with these. Might end up blocking with the Sink on the next attack. Descendant. Yeah, so they do want to hit the bonds here, obviously. So I think I don't mind then giving this up plus this Sink, maybe. I could also just overblock with Black Deck, Mask, and Sink for like Breaking Scales or Ancestral, if that was a thing. That way I've got the line open to me of potentially using Black Deck for a double 0 for 4 and get some silver generation going. I don't hate that. Although, you know, at the end of the day, I don't mind them just like running through their deck and getting bonds either. So maybe it was fine to let this hit and just save the Sink to turn off Mask instead. And with the Fluster. Okay. Yeah, I truly don't mind if they just like turbo through their deck, right? So if they discard to Katsu and they pull bonds and they banish with bonds, that's 3 cards gone. It's probably okay to let those things hit in this matchup. Alright, so the way Black Tech works is, in theory, I want the better contract to be the first chain link, so that when the second banishes, it checks the first. So we're going to lead with Fleece. I do want to Sink this one. I'm looking for a 2-block. Okay, that's fine. They give me their armor here. I'll just Arsenal the other 0 for 4. Ooh, so many. Oh, this is the good one. Let's do it. So they're going to go for a guaranteed Katsu trigger on just a 3-card hand. I don't super mind that. We'll just let them mill. Oh, they decide not to. Okay. Alright, so they're just going tall on this attack. In that case, I'm just going to... Yeah. Block the 7, look for the 2-card 8, Arsenal the Frailty, seems okay. So I'm going to give up this Fleece. Gonna Fate Eradicate on top with Tunic up, seems okay. I don't hate that. They're already running low on armor. I figure they're gonna give me Breeze Rider probably on this turn. Probably on this turn. So Eradicate is more likely to hit next turn. Sure, we'll keep it. So I almost don't want to waste Plunder the Poor when they do have the 1 block up. They shouldn't use it. They really shouldn't use it, but they might. They might. You never know. Some people really freak out against Arakni. So if I burn the Plunder the Poor, then, you know, they give me this card. They give me a card from hand, and then I'm wasting how good this contract would be with Black Deck. I don't know. Let's fish. They're not gonna block with this. If they block with this, it's a win anyway, right? It's a win anyway, if they block with Breeze Rider. And Katsu shouldn't want to give a card from hand all the time, but they are. Okay, but they are. Sure? Sure? Alright, now we've got a Shred live to force the Black Tech. Shred live to force the Black Tech, okay. Them even playing out the double strikes is pretty weak. It's a 1 card for 2 damage. I know the damage looks bad now, but really Katsu tends to stabilize in this matchup due to Kodachis if they're going to. And my opponent isn't actually playing out their Kodachis. So I think we're doing fine. I can Frailty Trap here, which will play around the breaking scale. Seems okay. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't reduce this, but it plays around the Kodachis, potentially extending the chain. Doesn't seem bad. Alright, this Bonds comes in. It banished the Fluster, so it's going to be Bonds, then Double Strike, then Fluster. So Leave No Witnesses won't get any value unless I let the mask hit. I guess I don't mind doing that, actually. I can let this damage through. It is a lot of damage. But it gives Leave No Witnesses the hit effect, and I know I can force it with Shred unless they give me 2 cards, which is kind of funny. What if they just give me 2 cards, though? Because it will be pretty obvious that I've got a Shred. So maybe I lead with Sack the Shifty. I think I always lead with Sack, and then Leave No Witnesses, Arsenal Eradicate. That's a bit odd. Protecting my life is probably worth more, though, in all honesty. Probably worth more than all this. Yep. They're gonna get a Mass Trigger here, but I'm just gonna slam him with Leave No Witnesses. And hope that that's enough, because in theory it's 2 cards from hand, or they give me Tunic. Not going to play greedy, trying to keep this entire thing. They will get their mask. They will get their mask. It's fine. I'm just going to lead with Sack. Base go again. This is even a little greedy. They might run Flick Flack. Oh, I could Flick Knives it, I guess. Do I want to mask as well? I'll save the mask. I believe. Got no silver from that one. Obviously hoping this hits, but I really doubt it does. Unless they give me Tunic. Which in a long game, giving up Tunic, pretty good. No way. Oh, I'm in. Oh, hell yeah. We got a Wins, a Bonds, and a CNC. Made our silver. Looks good. Looks good. We like that. And we've got Tunic for Oasis here into another Leave No Witnesses. Whew. All right, stabilized. Stabilized. The new cut is looking pretty clean. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually so much happier without long hair. So much happier. Frailties would kill the Kodachis pretty up front. So I think if they were trying to pivot into 100 wins, then Kodachis or something, to extend how the chains work, Frailty's pretty good. So we'll just slam that right now. If they go for a Razor, I can Tunic Oasis, I guess. And then it's just a CNC. Okay. Just a CNC. I think I'm going to just Tunic Oasis the CNC. Seems good. Yep, so this denied a Kodachi, basically. So Frailty got 4 value. Nice, nice. Do I want Black Tech or Mask? I mean, ideally, leading into those, like, 2-card 8 plays is pretty strong. Like, having Black Tech for that, right? Just 2-card 8 with these on-hits, with the fact that it's buying back the armor is pretty strong. I think... I mean, I wouldn't go for it this turn, obviously, but I think since I'm leaving a Sack the Shifty in Arsenal, guaranteed, I do want the Black Tech over the Mask. Yeah, I do want Black Tech over Mask right now, because I know that I will have half of the 2-card play, and they don't have armor, right? So it should be hard for them to keep blocking these 2-card 8s. Oh my god, Leave No Witnesses non-stop. It's crazy. Please make a Chad meme of yourself. Sloopdoop had me in a video, and he described me as a Chad and put in a picture of me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I would never do that for myself, but... okay. This is fantastic. A little greedy. They could have Ancestral here. We haven't seen an Ancestral, so... Definitely a little greedy. I'm okay with this, though. We have a Leave No Witnesses anyway. So we can obviously lead now with our weapons since we kept the blue. We didn't block with Black Tech, so that's actually a bit of a throw on my end. I should have blocked a Kodachi with Black Tech. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Pretty big to have messed that up. So you figure I can go for like a critical mass type of play, where I go like Eradicate. They probably don't... No. Would they block 2? They'd probably block 2 on Eradicate. But they're probably not going to block on the Sack the Shifty, and then I'm just getting the Mask, then into the more relevant hit effect. That's why I should have blocked this. Ugh, annoying. So I'll just Arsenal the Eradicate, I guess, for next turn, since I'll have Tunic up. And we'll just keep pressuring Arsenal. Go for Disruption, right? Go for Disruption. Go for Disruption. Oh, should be at 27. Oh, okay, they actually gave me 2 cards. That is fine. I will take that. I spent 1 card for 2 of yours, and 1 was a red whelming. Nice. Nice. Oh, so many 0-for-4s. Beautiful. None of the ways to force them through, though. Like, no shred, no cut to the chase. I don't actually know if they're in the list, but those normally feel pretty good, not gonna lie. Slay the Scholars. Not super relevant. We can block with that. Kodachi. Alright, now we're gonna get some value. Now I think we're gonna get some value, just to make sure. It's live on next turn. Not great because it's not blocking a mask or anything on this turn, but I'm hoping that I actually get the double attack here, obviously. If they keep giving me 2 cards on like the weak 0-for-4s, I'm really happy with that, right? Like really happy with that. You know, like 2 cards on a Fleece the Flail, Fleece the... Oh my god, I cannot talk. They gave me Tunic on Fleece the Frail. Well, see, I'm okay with that too. Like, I think that's just fine. I think that's just fine. Okay. Yeah, so the more they Kodachi, the more I'm going to leak damage, which is a little annoying. A little annoying. Oh, yes, you can undo that. We're just going to have to hope the codexes... Oh, wait, hold up. I don't think this list has codexes. Isn't that part of the problem? Oh, man, yeah. Since this is only what the person in chat who built this has at hand, they just straight don't have the codexes. Okay, so we can't play for codexes as an extra way to get frailty tokens. Oh well. Oh well, that's okay. Who needs them? Who needs them? My opponent does run Ancestral though, because they blocked with one. Which is cool. Uh-huh. And now a soul bead. So on my end, yeah, let's just give these up. I think I'm going to make this the Tunic Eradicate turn. Just because Tunic's been up for a while. And they might disrespect the Eradicate, honestly. You know, if they only... Oh my god, no. That's perfect. That is like the best card to see on top of the Eradicate. This one's like kind of awkward to give 2 cards on. Because then it's like, it basically dealt 2 damage. But in a more proactive way, because it took 2 cards from your hand rather than taking 2 cards from your deck. So it's like a really awkward to block, really awkward one to block. And if they let this through, then of course I black deck into the Leave No Witnesses here. I'm fiddling with Arakni while buying the few cards needed for Azuri. That's why Remembrance was in the side. Oh, do you like Azuri 7-foot? You should, Yeah, you're in the League of Levi Discord. Send me your address, and I'm going to send you something for Azuri. I've got a promo you might like. What if you remember back when I did the Azuri alt art reveal? I've got extras of those Azuris that the people who won them in the comments never responded to me. I told them, hey, like, hit me up with a DM, like, you won the giveaway. And they never responded. So I've got 2 extra of those Azuri alt arts, and you can have one. Just hit me up with your address. Alright, opponent's really thinking. Really thinking here. I think this is another problem with playing Arakni in tournament is Arakni's just so not popular that an opponent probably like needs time. They need to think through lines when playing against Arakni because they just don't do it very often. Alright, so that's good to know. If they don't... Okay. I think they're letting this through. Holy crap. Holy crap. We are swimming in silver now. And look at all the mill. What the... Where's milled like a quarter of their deck? That's incredible. Okay, so they're protecting this Surging Hand. We just milled an Ancestral. They blocked with an Ancestral. Blocking 6 should pretty much shut this down. I really want my hand to just be the Sack the Shifty. I can Arsenal the Annihilate or block with the Annihilate on the next attack. No. So let's think. They kept this hand, so they probably have a natural combo that they care about. They probably have the natural combo. So we're going to let this hit. Because they really cared about keeping this hand instead of blocking it. So, yeah, they had the Natural Descendant. Yep. So they did search the bonds. So they didn't have it exactly. They had 2 of the 3. They didn't have the full combo. So if we'd blocked on the Surging, then we would have also had to full block on Descendant to shut down the turn. And they could still just Arsenal the Be Like Water. So I don't mind actually letting this through. I don't mind letting it through this way. We want to deny the Mask at this point since I can't disrupt their arsenal. It should be easy though because it's just bonds into 1 more attack. They can't pay for Kodachi. So we can block 6 on this one. It's the best way to use our blocks. Still eating damage. Don't super mind. Arakni's hero ability is also not that relevant, so... You're taking away my hero ability. I don't think I mind. Like, this is more of my hero ability than anything else. Just the recursion on the mask and black tech, right? Sure. Okay, so at this point we've spent a lot of our 0 for 4s. The game's also getting pretty tight. So I think I prefer mask over the black tech. Mask over the black tech, just for the extra mill. We have to do a lot more blocking. This is where the Kodachis get pretty scary. There are no Sigil of Solaces, so that's pretty terrifying, actually. Pretty terrifying, actually. This is where Arakni struggles. It's very hard to close. Very hard to close, especially when the opponent has reliable weapons. So, like, we took a lot of their power away, but if I keep giving card, well, that's not the worst. I guess I can take 1 Kodachi a turn, block with 2 cards, maybe 3. I'll probably still outvalue that. Okay. This is okay. A CNC. Sure. Just give you this. Go Spider's Bite into Annihilate. Seems okay. Do you think the new Arakni works well in CC? New Arakni? Like the young one? Like the one with Stealth Go again? I don't think they needed to add that one to CC, so I'm glad they didn't. It's not that unique of a playstyle. It's kind of like it's almost like if they made Ira a CC hero. She'd just be like a little too vanilla. Because that's the same vein as that Arakni. That Arakni is like a pretty vanilla hero. Not too much depth because the card pool especially is so locked to being stealth focused. You can't really do much else. Ooh, nice. I don't think they needed to add it to CC. It wouldn't really do anything unique. It would just be a deck that always has to check the stealth card pool to see if it's viable. And the current answer for CC is not really. Well, I guess I'm making that up. I don't think it would be that good. All right. Black tech next turn needs to be something we're playing for. So going for like the 2-card 8 next turn is what we need to set up. So this is our arsenal play. Our current turn can just be Tunic for Annihilate, which is fine, so we can block with the rest of these. I'll block with the mask on this Kodachi, since we're likely to use it. Okay, this is their last double strike. I'll let it hit. I mean, I've got 9 block to work with anyway. Yep, getting awfully low, though. This is terrifying. At least these double strikes didn't line up with any Artivores. That was nice. Okay. So they're threatening a mask draw here, but they can't give this go again realistically, and they already have a card for Arsenal, so if that's the case, and I end up keeping an entire extra card in this hand, I want to, I guess, use black tech for it. I waste a life, but it lets me 2-card 9. And then reset the other Nyx in Arsenal. Huh. I mean, I do have to deal damage to win at this point. I can't just win the straight fatigue game because Kodachis are a little too good. Sure, I'm in. We'll try it. We'll try it. Yeah, let's do this here. In theory, I don't want to lead with the 1 cost because it'd be a waste of Tunic, so it is going to be lead with Slay the Scholars. I doubt they block it, but you never know. You never know. Okay, yep, we are going to crack the black tech. We're going to crack the mask as well. I can save the mask on the next hit, just because it's more likely to gain contracts. Looks like they're not blocking this hand. These are not the same card. Okay. Nyx the Nimble is reaction cards versus Annihilate. We're looking for contracts rather than damage right now. So Annihilate is better. Let's see it. I actually might have wanted to flick knives here. 5. Nah, I'll have 2 turns. I'll have 2 turns. It'll be fine. Alright, we get our life back, basically. Wasted Tunic, though, so no Oasis. Yikes. Yikes. I think we know they're out of Ancestrals, right? Didn't that happen at this point? Or do they still have the 1? There's 1, 2. Okay, so they still have the 1. That's kind of annoying. To cycle the Oasis into Arsenal is to play a pretty long game, and it's also to keep the blue into the Nyx. This is a big problem, actually. I should have thought about the fact that there was a second Oasis, actually. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. And if we have to block with Tunic on this turn, then the Oasis really does nothing. Scary spot, not gonna lie. If I really wanted to check everything they had possible left in deck, I could. I don't think I really care. Screw it. We'll let it be. We'll let it be. I mean, ideally I do want to keep this hand anyway, though, right? This hand is presenting lethal, which becomes pretty important. Alright, they discarded their last Ancestral. Okay. Last Ancestral is gone. Last Ancestral is gone. Now if I pay into Oasis, it's the same as blocking 3, basically. Oh yeah, you can undo that. I don't know why they would discard Ancestral, though. Yeah, so I should have flicked knives last turn, just for the damage. That was wrong. I was thinking about it, didn't do it. Because likely this turn I need to block with it, right? Because we're going to have to Oasis here, go back up to 3, but that is -2 cards for the block. Then Bonds comes in for 3. I'll block with Nyx. I don't quite know what Bonds can pull that's like relevant damage, but you figure that probably takes the last card. Pretty annoying. Or no, I guess I try to keep the Oasis for this, so I at least play this hand out. Yeah, that's better. So I block with 3, and I keep the Oasis for this. But then that means I need to commit a piece of armor on the Descendant, or I die to the Breaking Scales. So I guess there goes the Fiandals. Yeah, so it does have to be this. Okay, they Breaking Scales anyway. This is fine. This is fine. Don't have to play around that anymore. They did pitch a Bond, so their Kodachi wouldn't have go again, which is a pretty big deal. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. They got a blue Bonds, so their turn is going to still throw Kodachi at the end of Bonds because they cracked Boots. Yeah. Yeah, pretty dead here then. If this card is an attack, I'm dead. If they can drop this card at all, if it's even like a, 0 combo, whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If this is anything they can throw, I do just lose. Okay, maybe not. Still in an awful position, though. Just a horrible position. Can we do it? Am I him? I missed a damage by not throwing the flick knives, which feels terrible. I also missed a life by not blocking with the black deck earlier, which feels terrible. So really, it should be 2 to 4 right now, if I didn't just not do those things. But there's a world where they just don't have enough go again to close. There is a world. If their turns get stuck on Karachi attack, then I can win. I can win a game that gets stuck on Karachi attack. Oh! This is fine. I mean, they're spending all their cards, and I've got Frailty Trap. Which also turns off Karachi's this turn. This is a maybe. This is a maybe. Maybe I make it. Alright, not looking likely anymore. Not looking likely anymore. Literally any attack, right? Any attack does it. Oh no. They have more go again. Damn you, deck. Damn you. They had just the last bit of go again needed to win this game. No! The 1 life difference! No! Alright, literally if I didn't miss block on the black deck, I live this turn. And they will mill. Oh! Damn it. Damn it. Although this was a budget Arakni. Oh wait, never mind. I wouldn't have lived. Ha! Oh wait, what? Yeah, they can't play that anyway. No, so I would have lived. Bastard. Alright, but you know what? This was a budget Arakni with no codexes. No codexes. Still almost got there. Still almost got there. But you know, that was my fault on this one. This was my fault. That was my fault. The 1 life difference on goddamn black tech. With codex, this becomes way less close, you would figure, especially with the way that this Katsu was playing. They were feeding us cards, really. So if you get codex there, oh, another 3 leave no witnesses. So good. Surgical extractions as well, which were also not in the list. This was basically Arakni with no M's. Good way to end the stream. All right, people. That's going to be it for today. It was fun. It was fun. I will see you all in Atlanta this weekend. I'm running the coverage. Flake and DM will be on the cast. MinMax will be running it. The event, I'll be running the stream. It will be such a Clash of Titans. I cannot wait. It was fun. I'll see you all next week, my people. And, I mean, that's Nats week. It's going to be crazy. And you know what? If Yonji does top 8 with my Nats deck, then you know, there it is. It's leaked anyway, so we'll just play it all day, every day next week. So, cool, cool. What channel or Twitch for Atlanta? Oh, it is now on MinMax. So MinMax Games hosts on their channel these days. So they've already got it scheduled. You want to click the notify buttons. Look at this. Right here, right here. Back-to-back days. The full weekend of Flesh and Blood. Full weekend. Keep it up. Proud of you. Thank you, Stephen. And thanks, Michelle Obama, as always. Peace. Woo! Step, step, arms, spin. What? Woo! And slide and tango. 1, 2, 1, 2. Slide.